24 hours and it got worse.
Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up, good at being in second place.
Yeah, I know all about falling short, and I'm still a little bit dead inside. I mean, you do walk into Potawatomi, and you get a shot of life because there's so much energy and excitement here. But inside, the Wisconsin Badgers have killed me, at least for now.
Back at the Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All Studios is one Alex Strofe. 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line where we want to hear from you. Just about 24 hours removed from the Badgers' loss to High Point. YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Yeah, I mean, I think you can hear it in my voice. I mean, I haven't gotten any better. I got home from Madison at about 8:30 last night, and I sent off a 3-minute voice memo to my teammates because I just, I couldn't get it out of my head. The text messages continue to flow in because it is a frustrating day to have the last 3 years go eliminated in the first round, eliminated in the second round, and eliminated in the first round. The last 3 years that the Badgers have been in the NCAA tournament. I'd love to hear from you guys first because I got a lot to say. And I'd love to hear from KBN Nation, 800-990-3776, Carbless Talk and Text line. Who wants to fire away?
I'll jump in. I'm still in disbelief, and for this reason. If this Wisconsin Badger basketball team can't get past the second round, then what should be my expectation going forward? Like, what team can do it? Because you had experience with Blackwell and Winter of guys coming back. It felt like you had good, secondary players and bench enough to keep up with any other teams in the Big Ten or in the country. And then you get a big star like Boyd who can come in and do things that other people can't do. So between, that backcourt, which everybody was saying, right? Even the top guys in NCAA basketball said, this is one of the best backcourts in NCAA basketball. Like, this is one of the best backcourts in the country between Blackwell and Boyd. You got Winter back healthy. Healthy enough to go in there and hopefully make a difference, at least against High Point. So if the Wisconsin Badgers are touting a backcourt that's among the best in the country, and you still can't get out of the first round, and you've got all this money that you had to pay Blackwell and pay Boyd and pay Winter, and you had an influx of NIL, and you have Greg Gard that's coaching these guys up well, and you're making big upsets throughout the year. If this team can't get past the first round, then how do I have any hope going forward that any future team can? Because it felt like this was the one that was different. It's like you went through the dating history, and none of those teams felt like necessarily the ones, right? Because maybe you just had one superstar, or it felt like Wisconsin wasn't playing their best basketball. This felt different. You had two studs, and Winter at his best makes a 3 trio that's very, very strong and against any team. They're playing very good. They're beating good teams. They had momentum going into the tournament. They had a 5 seed, and as Ben, you said, which I agreed with, they're playing as a 3 seed. If this team can't get a win, if this team can't rise to the occasion, if this team can't execute, then how can I expect any team to do it in the future? So that's where I'm at. Not only am I thinking that I was going to have more basketball to root for tomorrow when Wisconsin would play Arkansas, I'm void of that. I'm also void of a little bit of hope, because I just don't know what more the Wisconsin Badger basketball team needs to do in order to have postseason success, because it's just more of the same thing.
Yeah, Wisconsin has a major problem. Greg Gard built all this great momentum moving forward. You're talking about, we got A.J. Storr. We didn't get the results that we wanted, but we got a really highly touted guy who was coming out of high school when he transferred to Wisconsin. Last year, Tanjay had a miraculous, incredible year, and then this year, you saw what you got out of Nick Boyd. Wisconsin had momentum, and not only did they lose yesterday, but it killed all the momentum that they had, because one thing that you can pitch to kids is that I can develop you and we can make runs here at Wisconsin. But when your team has not made it to the second weekend since 2017, you at this point are simply just selling a guy an opportunity to develop. You're not selling somebody on a guy to win a championship. So that is one of the biggest issues that I have, is that all momentum has died. And yesterday I went from being shocked to being in disbelief to now I'm just outright angry. I'm angry right now because this team did not live up to the expectations that they had. This is the second time in the last 3 seasons that we have been upset in the first round, and this is the third time in the last 3 seasons that we have lost to a higher seed. We have to get our stuff together, and we must be better. And so it is on Greg Gard to ensure that it's not just about having a great regular season. It's not just about touting, oh, look how I developed these guys. Look at Nick Boyd, who I brought in. It is about winning basketball games. I would rather see Wisconsin be a 6 to an 8 seed and make it to the Sweet 16 like they did, what was that, when they played North Carolina years ago, than sit here, or no, not make it out the first round and beat a good team, then sit here and watch my team fail. Fail. And that's exactly what we have seen year after year after year now. In yesterday's matchup, and yeah, we thought Wisconsin was a better team, which we think they were a better team, but it's been said they got out rebounded on the offensive glass yesterday.
Yeah, and I understand that there were a ton of 3-point attempts, but ultimately there were moments in which there were 50-50 balls up close that have to go to you. As a Big Ten team, if you're going to out-rebound one of the tallest teams in the country in Illinois, there's no excuse, despite however the game flow is, to not dominate or at least win the battle on the glass and not create your own second chance opportunities, only getting 6 offensive rebounds against a mid-major program.
Yeah, we could be mad at John Blackwell for disappearing after in the second half. We could be mad at Nick Boyd for missing so many close layups that he did. But this loss squarely falls on the shoulders of Greg Gard. Should we fire Greg Gard?
That's crazy that you put this on Greg Gard, but you don't put the Packers-Bears 21-3 debacle on Matt LaFleur. That's the only hypocrisy that I have to call out. I think there's reasons why you could say that, but for you to say that is very rich, is all I'm pointing out.
That is wild.
You can point out all you want, but I'm putting this on Greg Gard, where I feel like in the NFL, and Brad, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they're all grown men. College is grown men, NFL is grown men.
They're getting paid now, so you treat them very similarly.
But I feel like in college, you lean on your coaches a lot more than what you see in professional sports. That is the way that I look at it. I feel like they have more control over these players and more control of the game in both these situations. And so when I look at this, I expect Greg Gard to find a way to ensure that his team is not getting upset in the first round 2 out of the last 3 years.
Well, I can understand the frustration with Gard, and he does wear a lot of this, and you're starting to see a trend of postseason success that's impossible to ignore. But the coach for a football team has a lot more say in pacing and play call and all that. In basketball, there's a lot of just trust. You coach them up, you help them get a feel for one another, then they go play basketball. I think Greg Gard could have done a lot different. One, to get them more prepared, to maybe get a bigger lead throughout the whole game. It was tight the whole way. And then for sure, the last 4 minutes when they were up 8, 70-62, that's when you really run away with it. You play stifling defense, you control the ball, you get really good shots, and you maintain that lead. So the fact that he wasn't able to do that, a lot falls on Greg Gard. All falling on Greg Gard, though, this is the reason why you have veteran leadership in Blackwell and Boyd and Winter. Those guys are the ones that should be able to control the ball, take wise shots, play defense like your life depends on it, because they weren't doing that at the end of the game.
Great coaches find a way to win in college basketball, and I know that to be true.
In college basketball.
In NFL too, but in college basketball, there's a lot more great coaches than there are in the NFL. That's why you see a lot more longevity. And I know there's great coaches in college basketball because Bo Ryan was a great coach that found a way to get his team to the Sweet 16, found his way to get the team to the top 4 in the Big Ten, found a way to win with lesser talent and control the pace. So when I look at this, yes, it falls on coaching, because there has never been there has
you can't compare the era to era.
You can say it's a different era all you want, but at the end of the day, we all went into this game fully expecting Wisconsin to take care of business, and they did not. Yes, upsets happen.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, I get it. Upsets happen.
Listen, I've heard both of you out, and what I'm about to add isn't going to add anything that's against what you guys are saying, because unfortunately, this is what it is. The thing that struck me most out of a lot of the conversations that I had yesterday was the feeling of, since 2017, when Jared Bergeron had sent me a voice memo, and he says, "You know what I'm feeling frustrated about?" No, it's not flex. Flex. It's not cool. Dropping Jared Bergeron's name is not a flex, and that's all.
Oh wow, you're gonna do Jared like that?
I know, right?
Dang.
Jared was a baller.
But my overall point here is when he said, "You know what's frustrating to me is when you look at them since 2017." He's like, one time, can we just lose to a team that's better than us? One time, can we lose to a seed that is like higher than us. And I was like, damn, holy cow, I gotta go look back. 5-12 this year. They lost to a 12 seed.
Yep.
Last year they used to lose to BYU, who was a 6 seed. The year before that, we obviously know James Madison.
Yep.
You lost to a 5-12 against Oregon. In 2021 at Fiserv Forum, they lost to 11 seed as a 3 seed in Iowa State. The only 2022 that was 2021 they lost to Baylor, who was the 1 seed and won the national championship year. So that one, like, you get. But then when you keep going backwards, it's the same thing. The only time since 2017 that they've lost to a team with a higher seed is Baylor. And I was like, damn. That's
crazy.
That makes this even harder now, because now it's like, not only is it a trend of not getting the second weekend, it's a trend of not taking care of business when you are expected to take care of business based off the body of work that you've created to put yourself in a situation to get a better seed than other teams. So that where I'm just arguing against Kyle on some of the hypocrisies about him not calling up the Packers. It's hard for me to disagree with a lot of what he's saying about building a team for success in the tournament, because when you look at the data of who they've lost to, it's teams that are worse than them from a seeding perspective, where they are expected to win, which makes the hurt and the feelings that we have today and yesterday.
So that must mean that Greg Gard is coaching different, or something. What is changing from regular season, even in the Big Ten tournament, into the postseason? Because Badgers beat plenty of great teams along the way, and they drop some stinkers along the way for sure. But everybody does. So there must be something. There must be a tightness occurring. There must be this postseason boogeyman must be working its way into the player's head. Coach Gard must be coaching different. So there must be something different about the tournament that is causing these issues.
It has to be. I don't know what it is, but when Ben was talking about the last losses and how we lost to higher seeds,
I didn't want to bring that up, but when it was brought to me, I had no choice not to.
But my thing about this, and this is where a lot of my frustration stems from, is that in 2016 when he took, that was the year he took over. That was when Gard took over.
He took over in the middle of the 2015-16 season.
So the 2016
they went to the
tournament.
Sweet 16, 16 and 17.
They went to the Sweet 16. I'm glad you said that. It went to the Sweet 16, and when they were in the round of 32, they upset a 2 seed in Xavier, and then they barely lost to Notre Dame, which was a 6 seed. They were a 7 seed that year, but we made it to the Sweet 16 because they found a way to compete and they found a way to win. Now, yes, were those guys Bo Ryan's players? But you already know, Ben, when you get recruited by the staff. Now, Bo coaches guys up, but that was his team. Greg Gard was coaching that team at that point during the season, and they had a turnaround.
Now, the one thing that is unfair is when he took over, the team was not great.
He did a great turnaround.
They were 1-3 in Big Ten play, and then won like 6 of the next 7 games to put themselves in a spot to make the tournament.
Exactly,
but the development's been there in the regular season. He did get them to a Sweet 16 with those guys, but he did have to turn around when Bo left.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. He had to turn it around, and he got that team to a Sweet 16. The following season, what did they do? They beat Villanova, right? The number one seed, and then they went on and barely lost to Florida on a buzzer beater. And so now we're at the point where we're making it to the Sweet 16, and we're competing and beating top teams in the country, and we found ourselves in a place where we can't even beat 12 seeds. We can't beat prestigious High Point now. Like, what? How has the mighty fallen?
Even though they may not have the NIL, they're eating just as good as the NIL players with that steak house in their
swanky.
In their student cafeteria. They got a nice steak house at High Point.
Talk about a state living. I think that's the thing that is maybe most frustrating about this, is that if they were struggling to be competitive in the regular season, or if we looked at the roster and said, they're not a very good team, at least it's easy to pinpoint what's going on. The Badger football team, it's easy to pinpoint what's going on. We aren't getting guys be able to develop. There's really no identity. When there's more issues, it almost makes it seem like, okay, well, at least we know what the problem is. With this basketball team, it's hard to identify what the problem is, because what you see in the regular season is a different product than what you get in the postseason.
What do you mean it's hard to identify?
It's hard to identify what the problem is.
If something happens year after year after year, and there is only one constant from 2019 all the way to now 2026, there has been one constant for this Wisconsin Badger team. What is it? Because the players come and go.
All right.
What's the one?
I know what your answer is.
So it's
but
Greg
this
Gard.
is what I want to discuss on the other side. The infrastructure, the NIL, and how they get past the point where they haven't been able to get to with the guy that you're mentioning with Greg Gard. One thing that I will keep in mind is when I went scorched earth and I did not pull the trigger on firing Paul Chryst, although I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't want that at the time. And I still don't necessarily regret the firing of Paul Chryst. It was the way that they handled the transition to Luke Fickell that didn't go well. You got to think when we're sitting here talking about being embarrassed about winning 4 games in the landscape of the college athletics right now of NIL, like, who are you going to get and how are they going to recruit players and what is that going to look like against high-spending Big Ten teams with deep pockets? Now, I'm not saying that they can't figure it out, but that is something you need to think about if you are going to say
this wasn't a money issue. You lost a high point. It wasn't a money issue.
No, but my point is this. They would have ran into the same problem later on in the tournament versus
maybe, but
they would have if they're getting out rebounded by High Point and
100%.
having defensive
right.
lapses against High Point. They would have against Arizona or Arkansas if we're looking at. But there's so much more I get to. I just need you to answer this one word, and then we're going to get to the other side. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. Do you, Kyle Wallace, think it's the right move 24 hours later to get rid of Greg Gard?
Absolutely not.
All right. Then you're just whining to complain with no solutions. I need solutions on the other side. I need solutions if you are going to say you're frustrated and this is a constant theme since 2017. Because I understand that, but if that's the case and you don't want to get rid of them, what is the solution? 800-990-ESPN. We're live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel's amazing sportsbook. Want to hear from you and continue to get your reactions 24 hours later to a horrific end to the 2026 season for the Badgers. That's next.
This is Kyle Brust Nortman.
DKB, they get all my love, all my energy, and all my time. I'll be danged if GKB and Craig not going to allow me to take my half-an-hour boo-boo. If I need to do that, they need to allow me to do that.
That's your whole lunch break.
I don't even take a lunch break. I work during lunch.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Milwaukee, this is the night you don't want to miss. The Analysis Live is back. March 27th at the Riverside Theater in downtown Milwaukee. You never know who's going to step on stage. The Analysis has shocked the crowd in past years with surprise appearances by Giannis and Stephen A. Smith. This year, Ric Flair headlines the Analysis Live. The WWE legend, the Hall of Famer, the Nature Boy. You know there will be plenty of surprises. Friday night, March 27th at the Riverside Theaters. Lock in your tickets now. TALiveshow.com. That's TALiveshow.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Let's celebrate Milwaukee. Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sale is on. This month, we're celebrating with anniversary savings on over 1,400 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Payments as low as $250 a month. Financing as low as 0%. Plus 2 years of included maintenance on us. The Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sales event. This month only at every Ewald location. Go to EwaldAuto.com. Select models with approved credit. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
This is Coach Greg Gard. I've lived my whole life in Wisconsin, and I know what people here value: hard work, honesty, and looking out for one another. That's exactly how Bank CMG approaches banking. They combine hometown values with modern tools to help people make confident financial decisions. When you want a bank that understands where you're coming from, Bank CMG makes sense. Visit bankcmg.com or stop by your local branch. Let's get to work.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction. It's one of life's biggest decisions.
That's why clarity, trust, and the right guidance matter, especially in an ever-changing market.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
I'm John Lorenz.
And I'm Taylor Mangini. Our team delivers a white glove experience at every price point, combining expert negotiation, local insight, and genuine care.
Get started today with a team you can trust at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
This is Kyle Brust Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, live from the amazing Potawatomi Casino Hotels Sportsbook. I'll tell you what, it was electric as Santa Clara and Kentucky were in action, and it was an amazing ending. Freshman for Santa Clara, Graves, hit a three with 2.4 seconds remaining. The Santa Clara coach was looking to take a timeout. He was not granted that timeout, and Otega from Kentucky hit about a 35-footer just past half court. Bank for the tie. The swing that you could hear in the sports book from the fans of, yeah, to, ah! Because there wasn't that many Kentucky. There were some. They were faint. But as I heard Mr. Irrelevant on YouTube with Alex Strofe talking about, naturally, I think people here are going to be rooting against Kentucky and likely putting some money on Santa Clara. Yeah. But if you're looking for a place to enjoy those highs, those lows, and all the fun, it's right here at Potawatomi Sportsbook. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman. The producer of the show is Alex Strofe back at the Gruber Lofts' One Call That's All Studios. I see your texts at the Carbless Talking text line, 800-990-3776. If you called, I know Strofe was eating a burger. He probably wasn't paying attention to the phones.
Good. He needs to eat. Good.
Bulk up,
so
baby.
I ordered him his food to go during Mr. Irrelevant, and the wonderful Haley said, "What side?" And I said, "You better give his ass a salad." He needs
a salad.
Wait, doesn't he bulk up?
It's a good salad.
And they have peppers. There's like actual vegetables.
No,
it's
the
not
salad
just lettuce.
is delicious here, but the boy needs to be fattened up.
It
Salad
was a good
is
salad.
counterproductive.
I got fattened up and I got healthy.
We don't need it going to the wrong place.
Well,
I guess that's true. The burger is it's a carb explosion, and there's plenty of protein in that, so you might as well offset it with some macronutrients.
Yeah, I was thinking about his best interest.
And I've said this before. One indicator of how quality any given kitchen is how
Alex
good the lettuce
Strofe, my
is.
best friend.
Woo! The lettuce here. Dynamite.
I get the side salad every time now. So we've obviously been discussing what is the horrible, horrible end to the 2026 Wisconsin Badgers season.
Deja vu.
So for me, my brain goes to solutions. So I do think it's very unlikely, very, very, very unlikely that Greg Gard would not be back next year.
That'd be a mistake.
Again, it's not the reason why you keep somebody completely, but it is a reason why that you have a full season of viewing someone and diving deep into what they do from start to finish. There was a start that wasn't great, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Then, from the time that they beat UCLA at home on, things started clicking. You beat 5 teams inside the top 15 in the last 2 months of the season, last 2.5 months of the season. So there's something to that. And even beating Illinois and taking a number 1 seed in the tournament, Michigan, down to the wire where their Big Ten Player of the Year needed a 3 to win, there's something there. But what can be refined to make sure that no matter what the matchup is in the tournament, it is better? And to me, I think I mentioned this with you guys yesterday, the way in which the Badgers defense ranks and how there are lapses throughout games, whether it's an emphasis more on coaching that side of the ball again, which is hard to do when you're bringing in new players and you don't know what the roster is going to look like. And I see articles about the GM of Wisconsin who's already been working on the 2026-27 outlook of the team. You bring everyone in and it's hard to teach things that you can, like, foundationally. You can't teach to be amazing at offense and amazing at defense unless you have the talent of a deep NIL budget of a Michigan, a Duke, to be able to just have the talent to be able to make up for some deficiencies of communication and natural habits that you learn over a long period of time. They just do that because they're very good, and they're getting paid to be that good, and that's why those number 1 seeds, you're likely going to see a little bit more chalk in the Final Four as you did last year. So my point is I went back and I was watching the game, and some efforts getting over screens late in game. Like, I want to bring up the fact that as we talked about losing to lower seeds or higher seeds, whatever it is, the 12s, the 11s, the 6s, when they have been better seeds than those teams, what are you able to do as a team defensively? Is it bringing in a player that is going to hurt you a little bit offensively when he's on the floor, but he's going to snatch every rebound and he's going to be absolutely a dog out there and set screens? They didn't switch onto a shooter that made 6 threes in one game. He made 1 from deep. I get that. Like, that was a great shot. But like there were plays where I'm watching some of the communication, what used to be so easy for us to do. It's different now, but I am going to get frustrated watching it because I know how capable it is to just be like, hey, we've identified that this guy shot 6 twos the entire season. Anderson on High Point, he's hitting threes. We just need to take that away from him and make others beat us in the paint. So it's like, how do you take everything we've talked about, refine it so you don't run into the same situation no matter what type of style you play in the NCAA tournament, so we're not having the same conversation about every Wisconsin sports team in these tight, meaningful games?
Yeah, to me, I don't think it's a wholesale change, but you do need 2 things, in my opinion. You need an offensive wizard. So you had that in Boyd and Blackwell. You had 2 of them, really. But what's missing is a defensive pest, a guy that's just like PJ Tucker. We mentioned that name for the Milwaukee Bucks on their final run in the 2021. He was a guy that's a defensive pest. And now you could say, well, what is one guy really going to make a difference? I think a guy like that, in addition to having a great offensive weapon, a great defensive weapon, has sort of a force multiplier effect, right? Where when you have one guy that's willing to be a pest and feisty and physical and angry and frustrate the other team, I think the other 4 guys on the court rise to that occasion. I think that they find another gear themselves, and I think that it lessens the load on everybody else too. The Badgers haven't had that. I can't remember the last time they've had a guy like that. To him, that's a real menace on the defensive side of the court. So to me, that's it. I would take a little bit of pullback on the offensive output because of that, but I don't think it would be a huge output decrease. And the other thing is too, when it comes to like a budget, all of this has the idea that this all happens under the umbrella of an NIL budget. I think a guy like that will be very expensive. He won't be at all. The guy that scores a lot of points, that guy you're going to pay $1 million or $2 to. You might even get 1 or 2 of them. But a defensive pest who might get you 6 points a game, but grab 10 boards and get physical, that might only cost you a few $100,000. That's about heart. That's about intensity.
I think
that's about
a few $100,000 is just low in general now, as this is only going to continue to go.
Well, it's relative of a scorer. A scorer will elicit a top-tier NIL contract, but a guy that we're describing, who is a force multiplier defender, he will be a fraction of that. So you can fill out a roster and really start to check those boxes if you're able to do that. But we talk about how the football team lacks an identity. Well, the identity of the basketball team has evolved to where they're high octane, they're efficient, they're fun. but you can't lose that feistiness. I'd like to see a little bit more feistiness and physicality in defense and taper off a little bit from offense, but you have to score points to keep up in this day and age.
Listen, he almost has the formula, but he's missing some pieces. What we need to do, we got to get more athletic. We got to get some springy guys. But more importantly, we talked about the defensive side. I need a guy who, you talk about a pest. I want a guy who's a pest, but I want a guy who's gutsy, a guy that's diving on the floor. I want a guy that has a bloody lip and his mouth is full of blood and he's sitting there smiling and he's clapping and he's getting everybody energized. I want somebody who wants to be a fighter like that, who has the ability to shoot probably like 33 to 36% from the three-point line, but not a lethal shooter, but a guy that's going to be able to knock down open shots once in a while, maybe can get hot. But I need a gutsy defender that can set the tone and shift momentum by himself. That's what you need, because sometimes that tone being set and with the intensity defensively can basically shift momentum in games. That's what the Badgers need to recruit. Even if the guy, has been said, might be a liability on the offensive side of the ball, but if he's open in a corner, he can hit a three. That's the guy that I would definitely take. In addition to that, we got to get back to getting the bigs that can stretch the floor. When we were really good, we had a big that can stretch the floor. That is something that we were hoping Nolan Winter would be able to do. But
Austin Rapp brought that.
We need consistency, and we need a guy that can be potentially the leading scorer that can absolutely stretch the floor. And then after that, listen, the Badgers that were great, you know what I used to love? I used to love watching Bohannon, Ben Brust, and all these dudes. What were they? They were lethal three-point shooters. I'm looking for a dude, every time he touches the ball, I'm expecting to see it go in. Every time Ben Brust had the ball on the top of the key and he was shooting the three-point shot, I was already putting the three in the air thinking he's about to knock it down. That's the type of guy I need. At this point now, I feel like we don't have that. Yeah, could John Blackwell pull up and hit a three? Yes. But I'm just looking for a dude that can just catch it, shoot it, and knock it down. And all of a sudden, they hit 2 threes in a row. We getting hyped up. That is what the Badgers are missing. So, yes, we have guys who can score in Blackwell, a guy who could score in a John Tange. And so what we're missing is the complementary pieces that used to make Wisconsin great.
It is up to Greg Gard and Mark Van de Wettering, the general manager, and the assistant coaches to look at this year, see what was successful and see what was missing, and build a roster to get them over the edge of where we continue to be at the end of each season over the last 3 years. 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talking text line. Ben chimes in the 608. Darn that Monte Carlo, it's a jinx. We did run how many simulations?
Nerd man.
200,000 simulations.
That's the beauty of the simulations. There are simulations where this happens, where they get bounced in the first round. I believe, what was that, the 4th or 5th most likely outcome?
I think it was third. I think it was win, then win in the round of 32 or lose in the first round.
Yeah.
And then next likely was winning in the Sweet 16.
Ouch.
So
it doesn't lie.
It doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. And now we're asking. I feel like we just asked for a lot there, but I think that's what you do after a performance like that. You just start thinking about everything you want and need.
Ben,
the money's got to be there.
Can I just say?
The money's got to be there.
Can I just say? A lethal three-point shooter. That kid Chase Johnson, I'm sure he ain't making millions of dollars. Not at no high point. He might be eating good, but he ain't making millions of dollars. There are shooters everywhere. The Jack Golke guy, didn't he come from D2 when he went to Oakland University? You can find a shooter. They're everywhere. Let every suburb across the state of Wisconsin find you a shooter.
Find you a shooter from Kyle Wallace. Look, there's a lot that we're all going to reel in. I think the main message is refining what is there and figuring out how to make it better so it's not as vulnerable in these tight games in March, because it is a trend, and if the trend continues, you have to figure out why it's a trend and how to buck that trend. So we'll continue on throughout the show, I'm sure, hearing from you, 800-990-ESPN, Carbless Talking text line. But this is weird. There's clarity. You know what clarity means? We can finally have somebody say this or that. Will Giannis be traded or will he get a supermax? Because Ramona Shelbourne sat down with Bucks ownership and actually has that answer. It's either extension or see you later. Which is more likely? We see Giannis in the future or he's traded? You tell us. Next.
This is Kyle Brust Nortman, KBN.
I've seen some of those jersey checks.
You were a punter.
No. I haven't. I've seen them.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like if I need a replacement part?
Sure, we can help with that.
Ah, nice. Hey, I just entered this online contest for coolest bike in the world. You think maybe you can vote for me?
Actually, we just do insurance, not popularity contests.
Yeah, I know. But what's your email? I'll just send you the link real quick. You can vote like 100 times a day. They'll never know.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
So what I'm hearing is there's a little bit of wiggle room.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
The tournament is here, and Total Wine & More is your slam dunk headquarters. Whether you're cheering courtside from your couch with crisp craft beers, smooth cabs, or refreshing seltzers, we've got the perfect lineup to keep your watch party winning. And just like your bracket, we've got a lineup full of contenders. Whether you're picking favorites or going for bold upsets, our friendly guides will help you find amazing drinks for every matchup. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
When Milwaukee families need help, the United Way is there, reducing barriers to employment, providing transportation, safe and stable homes, and more for over 192,000 people.
And this month, Cunis is proud to stand beside them. Hi, I'm Bill Eater with Cunis of Milwaukee.
And I am Tony Avery with the United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County. During the Cunis Drives Milwaukee 1000 event, they're donating $100 to the United Way for every vehicle sold.
Our goal this month is simple: 1,000 vehicles across 3 Cunis Milwaukee dealerships.
For a $100,000 donation to the United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County.
To help us reach our goal, you'll find incredible deals on all new and pre-owned vehicles at our 3 locations in Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall.
Be a part of driving Milwaukee forward at the Cunis Drives Milwaukee 1000 event.
Start your search today at CunisMKE.com. That's CunisMKE.com.
You asked and Carbless delivered. The fan favorite grapefruit flavor now has its own 4-pack all to itself. That bold, bright, perfectly balanced citrus taste that you've been pulling from the variety pack, it's now front and center in 4 cans, 1 box. Crisp, refreshing, not too sweet, and nothing else has changed. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, just 100 calories and gluten-free. Clean ingredients and big flavor. Always no compromises. Grab the new Carbless grapefruit 4-pack wherever you get your Carbless and find a location near you at drinkcarbless.com. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian,
Screaming Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
You're listening to Kyle Brust Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Oh, the perfect teammate to all this great action going on here is an ice-cold Carbless by your side. It's going to enhance every game-watching opportunity. That's what I'm doing. I had the one last night. I had the blood orange. I had the grapefruit. I ended with the margarita. Tonight on the docket, I'm thinking cranberry. Double down on blood orange. Maybe a raspberry margarita. It's so good. The bold flavor of Carbless is something that only Carbless can pull off. something else they can pull off that only they can do is the guilt-free nature that carbless has. No carbs, no sugar, no gluten, just 100 calories and the oh-so-perfect level of carbonation that only carbless can deliver on. Not too much, not too little, Goldilocks level. So as you're enjoying all the great action this weekend, make sure you enhance it with a nice cold carbless by your side, because there is bold flavor in every sip with carbless.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, and Bradley Nortman. Live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel's amazing sportsbook. Alex Strofe back at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio. We are across ESPN Wisconsin. Get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison, and of course, the aforementioned Carbless Talk and Text line 800-990-3776. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Kyle, it was good to hear from you on Wednesday as Giannis Antetokounmpo. I feel like you spoke truthfully. But what's very interesting about an ESPN.com article from Ramona Shelburne, we have clarity. Heading into next season, we are going to know if Giannis is going to be here for a long time or a short time. And a short time being however much this season is left. He is either going to sign the supermax or they are going to trade him. What do you make of Bucks ownership going to an exclusive interview to say what everyone's been thinking for quite some time, basically since the start of this season?
This is the dumbest decision you could potentially make. When I think about this, is that yes, we all speculated this and we believe this, but what do you gain by saying this publicly? If I'm thinking about trading Giannis, I don't want to show my cards. So basically what it is now is that NBA teams understand if Giannis doesn't sign an extension, the Bucks have already said, we're not going to let him play it out. We're going to trade him away. Instead of saying, well, we can maybe just risk it and we'll just have him play it out next season. You're going to have to show us a great offer in order to pry him away from us, the pride of Milwaukee, the guy that brought Milwaukee a championship. The Bucks would have had a little bit of leverage saying, well, you know what? If we don't get what we want, guess what? We're going to keep him during the regular season and next season. But instead, the Milwaukee Bucks went and said to everybody, if he does not sign the extension with us, we're going to have everybody have a bidding war. Will the Bucks still get a great offer from Giannis? Yes. Could it have been better if there was some more mystery around it?
But you had to define great.
So.
Great offer, because we've already been told, and I've been starting to feel this way, if there was going to be a trade, is that no, you're not going to be happy. Like it's not going to blow out the 5 first-round picks that you see for other players. Now, if you're, as you mentioned, Kyle, it's such a great point. If you're a team in the NBA, you almost probably want to talk to each other if you think you have the assets, because like you could just be like, well, they won't talk to each other, but there's going to be a lot of conversation under the table of like, well, based off what the Bucks said, they're going to have to trade him because I don't think he's going to sign the supermax. That's what everyone's thinking.
Yeah,
so
but now we know.
How many first-round picks? What used to be 3 might only be 2 now because they're going to have to deal them.
3? Desmond Bain got traded for a 2025 first-round pick, a 2028 first-round pick, a 2030 first-round pick, and it may look like it might have been 2026, so I'm assuming Orlando must have had 2 first-round picks in 2026 in a pick swap.
Stop using that as an example.
It happened last summer. What am I supposed to use for an example, Ben?
They didn't tell the world that they were trading Desmond Bain.
Then why would the Bucks tell the world they're trading
That's what I'm saying. I don't want you to get excited.
You can also thank Giannis for this, too, because it's not like he has been super clear on, I want to be a Buck, I want to be a Buck. We'll see. He's been saying more like, oh, it's day to day. I want to win another championship. I don't know if it's going to be in Milwaukee or not. This is the worst kept secret in all the NBA in recent memory. This is no Luka trade. This is no Desmond Bain trade. This is something
no
that
Mikal Bridges.
The 18 months of rumors and suggestions and purporting that this is going to end this way. So the minute the Bucks make the very first phone call, the rumor spreads throughout the NBA this summer that Giannis is going to be traded and that the Bucks are soliciting
offers. They're going to get the least amount of assets possible, even in a bidding war, because no one's going to offer that much.
When you already know that somebody's trying to get rid of someone, right? That already makes you lose a little bit of leverage. In the Milwaukee Bucks, again, I still think they're going to get a good offer for him, but could it have been more if they would have held their cards tight to their chest? I just don't understand. What do you get out of it?
It's Jimmy Haslam's Bucks team.
No, yeah, but
according to reports, he was talking with people, and Wes Edens wasn't a part of those conversations.
You a lie.
No, I'm not a lie.
That wasn't.
I was
in that
listening
article.
to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
This is a debacle. We don't know who's running the team. This is a
Wes
complete
Edens
debacle.
has majority control until April of 2028, so that will fall in the him making the final decision on it. But you're right. I mean, there is not a lot of cohesion between Edens and Haslam on exactly what's going to happen, which complicates it. Which, although you're right, clarity was gained that Wes Edens said that this is the two routes. There is discussion of that. Doesn't seem like the owners are in lockstep.
League sources indicated that while Edens has been the controlling owner, Haslam became more involved in team decisions, with some trade suitors feeling that Haslam was driving more of the train during negotiations.
This is what we don't see. Here's the thing. Y'all
leave Giannis for your own sake. Get out.
I had a feeling you didn't read that yet, based off your response, and now we got glasses being thrown.
This is the thing.
I figured you would have led with the fact, because Jimmy Haslam was leading Brown's press conferences talking about we're going to do best by Giannis and the Bucks, and now he's doing best by nobody, and he's just killing the Bucks.
Yeah, there's a third majority owner of the Bucks, Jamie Dinan, and he never talks. He doesn't say anything.
It's the way owners probably
he doesn't say anything. Why does Jimmy Haslam believe just because he's an owner of the team, he needs to have all the influence and all the decision making? When you look at
a lot of money.
I don't give a damn. These other guys have a lot of money too, and he has not had a track record of success in major sports franchises. So I don't understand why he would think he should come in here making these type of decisions. Speaking out about this was a huge mistake with the Milwaukee Bucks. Shut up. You don't have
Jimmy
to say
Haslam worth is estimated at $8.5 billion.
That's a lot.
Wes Edens, $2.5 billion.
Listen,
that's $6 billion more to say, hey,
4 times.
I'm running the show.
You know what I tell them? I say, I still own my ownership stake. So until you get more than me, shut up. We equal.
But you know what I go back to?
I actually, Wes, I want to put in a $3 billion investment into Milwaukee and continue to grow. I can't do that. But you can.
You know what I go
That's
back
what
to?
gets you the power. Money gives you power. You know that, Kyle. You've been around.
They should have traded Giannis at the deadline. They could have avoided all of this. They could have avoided all of this drama.
Gotten a better haul.
Gotten a better haul. And Wes Edens clearly knew that this summer that it was going to be trading him then, or he has to sign the max extension, the supermax, and he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that with this team. He's not going to win a championship, and he knows that. They should have traded him then. They would have avoided all this drama, and you could start planning for the future, tanking for a better draft pick, and the future would be looking a lot more clear for the Milwaukee Bucks.
There's no drama unless you speak. Like, just because somebody put a report out to Shams and that's how they got out, whether it was Giannis camp or it was the Bucks camp, you don't have to respond to anything. You don't have to say anything. Loose lips sink ships, and guess what? The Milwaukee Bucks are about to be the damn Titanic.
About to be.
Yeah, that's...
They just lost by 30 points to who, Kyle?
Oh, my gosh, the Utah Jazz.
The Utah Jazz, who are actively trying to be the worst team in the NBA.
We suck
30-balled the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I guess we just hit the
iceberg.
But
we should be celebrating, because that is for the best interest of the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm celebrating losing, but I'm not celebrating maybe losing value in the trade for Giannis.
Well, at least there's clarity. That's all I can tell you right now. Kyle, Brust Nortman live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel's amazing sportsbook on one of the greatest days of the year, the Thursday and Friday, the first weekend of the wonderful tournament we're all watching on these beautiful screens. It just doesn't get any better. Hearing the roars of people in the sports book, especially in that Santa Clara, Kentucky game, that's what this is made for. We will be back on Kyle, Brust Nortman. I'm glad we got away from the Badgers to laugh at the lack of leadership that the Bucks have. Running their mouths.
Oh yeah.
I just
no,
needed that.
You needed that.
I'm being selfish.
I
needed that.
I go from having to watch the Badgers lose and then having a whole 24 hours to specter about it. And now all of a sudden I see the Milwaukee Bucks are just basically saying,
Jimmy Haslam's making all the decisions. You said
he's
this.
The future.
You wanted this.
Jimmy Haslam is the future of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Strove, play the clip. Kyle said, I want Jimmy to make all the decisions.
When did I say that?
You didn't say that.
When did I say that? I wanted Jimmy to just shut up, sit down somewhere.
More next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I'm a seam head now. You can call me whatever you want.
Oh, seam head.
I don't even know what that is.
That means I'm a baseball dork. All I do is sit and watch MLB Big Inning at night.
Seam head.
I've never heard that before.
This is because you're not a seam head.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The Brew Crew are back on March 26th.
Turio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they open up the season against the Chicago White Sox.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
Brewers opening day is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in March 26th at 1:10 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is ready to slip someone into a green jacket. The next tournament of the season is here, and there's $1,000 in cash prizes. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, inviting you to a two-man scramble at Georgia Golf Club, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious, state-of-the-art simulators. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and all team must compete their round by March 31st. Who's walking away with the cash, and who's earning that green jacket?
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
In the opener of their West Coast road trip, the Bucks fell to the Utah Jazz on Thursday night, 129-96. Ryan Rollins led the Bucks with 15 points, while Cam Thomas also added 14 off the bench. Here's what head coach Doc Rivers had to say after the loss.
No, we played awful. Didn't play with any competitive spirit tonight. I thought the first group came in. Everyone on the team, on that group was trying to score. So funny, we had a shoot around today where the ball was moving. Everything was second action. First 6 times, the guy who was supposed to go to kept it. And, at the end of the day, that's on me to get them to play right.
Up next on the road trip, the Bucks will head to Phoenix to take on the Suns on Saturday night.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $1498 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Ben Brust here for the Princely Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princely Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princely Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princely Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin on this wonderful Friday at Potawatomi Casino Hotel's amazing sportsbook. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. Justin Herdina. Justin Arnett, VP of Digital Gaming, is in my head right now because he's crunching the numbers on all the swings that we saw. Austin Herdina is joining us as the sportsbook manager here on
He's
Kyle
still reeling.
Norman.
He's reeling from the bad as well.
I'm in a bad place.
Yeah, I know. I think a lot of us are. It's a tough loss. Room was full of people. We were all excited for it, but just wasn't meant to be, I guess.
You've seen a lot of moments here. Have you seen one like the Santa Clara, Kentucky game where it was that quick of yeah to whoa.
We were talking about it in the sportsbook after. We said we think that was the loudest pop that we've heard since this room's been open.
It had to be.
Yeah, I mean, you hear the Kentucky ties it up, right? A little bit of pop. Then you hear Santa Clara hitting the 3 with only a couple seconds left, and that was a huge pop. And then just the surprise of Kentucky coming down and banking it in to tie it up, and that was the largest pop, I think. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, during the Wisconsin Badger game yesterday, obviously back and forth and probably more dejection than anything else. But that Duke-Siena game was close for a long time, too. Was there a lot of worried fans in the sports book?
You know, we had a lot of people coming in and live betting it. So, like, Duke was falling behind. Price was better than you've probably seen. I think it got down to like minus 250.
Oh, wow.
People were live betting Duke, live betting the spread a little bit. I think they ended up winning by 6, if I remember right. I know one big bet we took was at minus 6.5, so he almost got there, but did not quite.
Are you smiling? Is that a good? Well, smiling. Almost got there, not enough.
Money talks.
It's crazy how close those lines are, though. It's
biggest bet that you've taken so far for the tournament.
Oh, that's a good question. I think it was about almost 30,000, just under 30,000.
Yeah, I got that under the mattress too.
Utah State today.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I like the Aggies.
8-9 seed, isn't it?
Yep.
So is that money line or is that spread?
I think
they're favored.
Minus 1.5 against Villanova.
Okay, yeah.
What's the most common team to win it all that you've seen so far in the sports book?
Oh, that's a good question. A lot of people were early on during the season. A lot of people were betting Florida again, just to kind of repeat. Right now, this week leading up to the games, we saw a lot of money on Duke. They're the favorite. Saw some Iowa State as well. People are really believing in them as well. But yeah, it's a lot of 1s, 2s, and 3s. Not many people veering off to anything further than that.
So Wisconsin lost, though it hurts us personally, right? But a Wisconsin loss, I'm assuming here at the sportsbook, a lot of Badger fans were probably betting Wisconsin.
But you cannot bet the local teams.
Oh, that's right. So
it was just a pure emotional swing.
Yeah,
that's why I want to know from the money swing, because that's why the Kentucky Santa Clara is interesting. And I'm guessing, this is just my guess, because of the history with Kentucky in the tournament. I was guessing, and Santa Clara being plus money, there were more tickets on Santa Clara.
That's correct, yeah. We had more tickets and more money, both on Santa Clara.
So you're happy.
Goodness.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah. You can just say yes.
It's good for the book. It's been good for the book so far.
Good. Can you give us one where the public is heavy the rest of the way, that maybe you're saying, we're pretty leveraged, I think the other side might be there?
Oh, gosh. I'm trying to think about something tonight yet. We have like the Utah State game. I mentioned Utah State, but that's not the only bet we've taken on that. A lot of people are liking Utah State. Big East had a down year for most of the time.
People like Miami of Ohio at all? Upset Tennessee?
Most people are on Tennessee.
Oh, they don't believe. We don't have a lot of believers.
Even the other night against was SMU. Is that more money
points.
was on SMU.
Wow, a team literally goes undefeated during the regular season, and people don't believe they know how to win.
They're not getting much love. Not from the bettors.
Wow.
Well, Ben, you talked about yesterday that 11-6.
I was going to say it happened yesterday, and it was mentioned on the broadcast as well after Texas beat BYU. In the last 15 years, 13 times a play-in team has won their next game in the tournament. So can Miami, Ohio do it twice in one season, which it has not happened? It's happened, I believe, just in every year after, other than a couple gaps. I don't see them winning outright, but I do see them keeping this a game with their ability to shoot. I know Tennessee's a defensively driven team, but when you're playing with so much confidence because you've won that many games, and I think Tennessee's kind of fraudulent to what they've been in years past, I do like Miami, Ohio, and the points, and it makes me happy to hear that the public money is on Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee is a tough physical team. Miami, Ohio plays really good team basketball. They're going to have to, I think they're going to have to hit some threes. They're going to have to win from the outside.
Yeah, and that's what they do. Everyone can shoot, so they're going to have to hit shots over long athletic defenders versus the MAC schools that don't have two guys that are 6'11" on the floor at the same time like Tennessee.
Awesome. Yeah, I think last I looked, the line was 11.5.
Might have got pushed to 12,
Did it?
But yes, anywhere around there.
I know I'm going Miami of Ohio, but Austin, when we talk about Ben just said where the public's going, is it a best bet to just fade what the public's doing?
The public does win sometimes.
I would say generally, yes. But, I mean, you look at, there's so many different aspects, right? Like, I saw a statistic that this season, favorites in college basketball, if you count all the games from the entire season, favorites won 53% of the games. Like, they covered, the spread on 53%. So this season, it wouldn't have been a good idea. But at the same time, some of these money line prices are pretty juicy, and if you can get like 4-1, like on High Point yesterday, like I'm just saying, sometimes getting those money lines, you don't have to win 50% if you're getting that kind of juice.
Well, Austin Herdina joining us here as a sportsbook manager on Kyle Brust Nortman. Anything you want to highlight that's going on here? As we're going to be here for a little bit longer till 5 o'clock. Obviously, Kyle's ready to dig into his food, drink specials.
So good.
Places to watch. Obviously, the Annex, TVs everywhere. Anything you want to leave us with?
I think you just said a lot of it, but yeah, I'm looking at that Reuben sandwich right there, and that looks pretty good.
It is delicious. It's a go-to, especially right now during the month of March.
Yeah, take a bite of that.
Oh, that is good. Now, one more before we let you go. We're going to have a segment a little bit later where we preview the Brewers. What do you think about the Brewers this upcoming season?
Oh, you know what? Not much change from last year's team, right? We lost Peralta, but at the same time, we won. What did we win? 97 games last year.
94 was the franchise record, I believe, last year.
It was upper 90s.
It was upper 90s.
97.
I think it was.
Yeah, but 97.
And then this year, our win total I think is 85.5. So going down that much from last year, I don't know if it really warrants that low. I think we're a team that could win 88, 89 games again. So I like the Brewers this year. I would be on the over for the season win total. And you're also we have a really good price on them to win the division right now because the Cubs are at even money. The Brewers, I believe, are at plus 275.
Oh, wow.
What did you get them at last year, Kyle? Plus 320?
No. Plus money in my pocket.
Plus money in your pocket.
It was plus 325 that we got.
Yeah, I thought it was like plus 325 last year. So 270 isn't as high as I thought it would be after the Cubs made the move to bring Bregman, if I'm not mistaken, over from Boston to the Chicago Cubs. So it'll be an interesting year, but we know what Pat Murphy's going to do. He's going to get his guys ready to go, as he always does. We appreciate the time and look forward to catching up again.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for being here.
We're back. Kyle Brust Nortman live from the most amazing place in the world on this Friday.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Calling all seafood lovers, the Lobster Salad Sub is officially back at Cousin Subs. Fresh lobster mixed with our creamy signature mayo, topped with tomato and onion, served over crisp lettuce, and finished with a sprinkle of Old Bay. All on our fresh-baked Italian bread. It's a crave-worthy classic you can enjoy in store, online, or on the app, but only through April 5th. So catch it while you can. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
We have standards in Wisconsin. Cheese should squeak. Sports and tailgating go hand in hand with brats aplenty. And beef is a delicacy where each bite makes you close your eyes for a second. For 50 years, Bunzel's has been hand-selecting the finest beef, making homemade specialty sausages, and crafting award-winning jerky right here at home. Because Wisconsin is still cattle country, quality isn't optional. It's expected. And after 5 decades, Bunzel's still delivers. Stop in today at 90th and Burleigh or at bunzels.com.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust Nortman. KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
Live from Potawatomi Sportsbook, Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stroh on the show. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line. Get us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Stroh, I listened to you a little bit on Mr. Relevant talk about this. I'd like you to jump in and give us like a 2-minute or 1-minute outlook on what the Green Bay Packers have done and what specific coaches have been having titles added to their resume, like a Covington and a Getsy. Give us the Alex Stroh breakdown of what the Packers have done here.
Yeah, Benny. So a couple of assistant head coaches of defense and offense. So DeMarcus Covington, who last year was their defensive line coach, has now been shifted to their outside linebackers coach, effectively telling you they will run a 3-4 in 2026 as their base defense, but has also been named the assistant head coach of the defense. Offensively, Luke Getsy, who has taken over for Sean Mannion as the quarterback's coach, also has assistant head coach of the offense listed on his title.
I'm confused. Why did that not go to Stenovich? Like, if he's been there that long, like, that literally just proves how unworthy he is of anything.
Steno had his chance last year.
But my point is, then why is he in his position if you're bringing Luke Getsy in and giving the passing game coordinator this title over your offensive coordinator? That is insane.
I'm not going to call Matt LaFleur a mouse because I'm not that disrespectful.
Matty Mouse.
But I will.
He's keeping his friend on the staff.
I will say
he's not going to challenge me.
He was too scared to fire him. That's exactly what it was. He was hoping somebody else would take him off his hands, and he did not have the guts to fire him. Because you make a great point. Is how does the offensive coordinator, who now would be his how many seasons have been offensive coordinator? 2-3 years now.
Also,
how do you get past
then why isn't Gannon? Gannon was a head coach. This is so confusing. Gannon was a head coach in the NFL last year.
I was going to go there too.
Yeah, he's the defensive coordinator. They gave it to Covington as the assistant head coach.
These are nothing but honorary titles.
Yeah,
These are honorary
this is
titles.
A bunch of baloney.
It is. They're honorary titles.
Head coach of what?
How is this exactly going to help Matt LaFleur in game situations and timeout calling and challenging?
This is starting to get a little weird.
No, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all talk.
This is honorary.
No, I'm gonna let y'all finish. Go ahead.
That's it. This is honorary. Because you're telling me that Matt LaFleur scanned the landscape of both his staff and anyone else out there, Packers with unlimited money to be able to hire any coach they want to, and he hand-selected Luke Getsy and DeMarcus Covington to be his lieutenants, to be his top dogs, to help him improve his game time decisions, the challenges, timeouts, general culture of the team. This is nothing but an honorary title. Somebody with actual legit experience that isn't just part of his minions underneath him, that he's just giving titles.
So now DeMarcus Covington's a minion. This is what's crazy to me. Is we sat here and we complained, we moaned about where is the help for Matt LaFleur. We need to get him help.
I didn't think of the all internal yes men.
What is Rich
the internal yes men? Hey, you get a title. You get a title. You get a title.
We should be applauding Matt LaFleur for the fact that he was able to identify a flaw. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that applause.
And these are the guys that fill that void?
Yes, these are the guys that are going to fill the void, because when you empower somebody and you elevate somebody, that means these guys have additional responsibilities, whether it's game planning or whether it's in-game situations where DeMarcus Covington can potentially work with Jonathan Gannon to ensure that he knows everything that is happening, everything is going on, because he was a past defensive coordinator himself. When you look at Luke Getsy, yes, it did not work out in Las Vegas. It did not work out in Chicago. But when he was here, despite the fact, yes, Aaron Rodgers was here, he was doing a good enough job where he got an opportunity to be an offensive coordinator. So having somebody there who could potentially help you manage the game, who could potentially help you see things that you may not have seen and say, this is part of your roles and responsibilities on game day, because I identified a weak spot, a blind spot in what I had in the past. So what I'm going to try to do is find people that I trust that can help me make those blind spots in the spots that I can see. So that's why I am applauding this. And when I look at it, it goes Matt LaFleur, it goes Jonathan Gannon, and then the next two most important guys on that coaching staff are DeMarcus Covington and Luke Getsy, because they have the responsibility now that we see if the offensive line is falling apart like we see, I expect for him to say, hey, we got to figure this out. If the clock is ticking down and guys are moving slow to the line of scrimmage, then maybe he's in Matt LaFleur's ear saying, hey, we got to be faster. So this is what he needs. He needs help, and he elicits that help by elevating guys on the roster that have experience.
Really fast because you are trying to make sense of something that's really stupid. And the way you described it, Kyle, was like, all right, DeMarcus Covington's going to go to Jonathan Gannon, and then he's going to learn from Jonathan Gannon, and he's going to go to Matt LaFleur.
Help. He can assist.
It sounds like they have to go to 15 different people then to go to Matt LaFleur.
Everybody needs a right-hand man. That's what you need.
It sounds like there's 5 right-hand men.
Even George Washington needed Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah, those guys are worthy of being that. Luke Getsy and DeMarcus Covington, they're basically failed coordinators. They're not even failed head coaches like Gannon, who's circling back to a role that he had great success in. These guys he was a defensive coordinator for 1 year for the Patriots, and then moved on to a demotion for the Green Bay Packers. And Luke Getsy, his best years was when Rodgers was basically the admiral of the offense.
The guy literally does something that we wanted him to do,
a failed offensive
to get more help.
Not just do it, but do it well.
He to empower. DeMarcus Covington got a defensive coordinator interview. Now he didn't get a job, but he got interviewed.
Wow, they spread the net on those.
Right now, what that means to me is that he is probably a season 2 away if this defense does really well underneath Jonathan Gannon, of probably being a defensive coordinator again in the NFL. So, again, I am applauding Matt LaFleur for being able to recognize areas that he struggled in, and I don't think these are just titles for guys. I think this is actually an elevation in responsibilities, and I'm hoping the responsibility is on game day to ensure that Matt LaFleur on the offensive side of the football gets a little extra help, and then on the defensive side, Jonathan Gannon can trust somebody in DeMarcus Covington.
Kyle is going to wear a hole in the floor running in these circles.
You are
from
right
Matt
in that
715.
You are right in that Matt LaFleur identified a weakness and took a step toward trying to solve it. He just did it with the wrong guys. These are guys that were underneath his staff. Give me some external guys who are legit.
Text line, Brad. John from Milwaukee chimes in. I thought NFL teams added titles to coaches to make it harder for other teams to poach their coaches from them. Oh my gosh, Luke Getsy.
What would we do without Luke Getsy and DeMarcus Covington?
Not true.
What would we do?
Not true whatsoever, because I know for a fact, I'm going to go Denver on y'all. Jim Leonard became the assistant head coach for that team, and he ended up leaving to go to Buffalo.
They were one of the best defenses in the NFL.
I'm talking about the title. I'm talking about when he gives somebody a title. I'm telling you, this is
earned title.
This is more than
earned title.
This is more than just a title. This is also an elevation in expectations and what they do on a game day.
And Jimmy,
I can't wait till these guys talk.
I don't know. Jimmy Leonard is on a completely different playing field than DeMarcus Covington and Luke Getsy when it comes to this league.
DeMarcus already had a chance to be a defensive coordinator in NFL.
So did Luke Getsy twice. The retreads.
1 year, and then he went backward as far as role responsibility.
You know what, fellas?
You just believe that no matter what happens, everything's great, even though you know it's not going to be a championship.
Y'all just believe. Y'all think y'all got all the answers. You ain't got all the answers.
Kyle, if we were to told you
21-3, and you're running it back with Luke Getsy and
Luke was
Covington.
at that point. Luke on this staff last year, I believe he was not a quality control assistant. I think he was just a senior assistant. He wasn't part of being able to have a say in those type of moments.
Because he was failed, Kyle, so he needed to start back at the bottom of the totem pole.
So if we're in agreement that Matt LaFleur needs to hire these guys, basically create a little committee around him, you're saying to me that if you had a blank slate and you could choose anybody, you choose these two guys?
You can't just choose anybody because guys are already on staff. But the most important thing is guys that you trust. Luke Getsy knows football. Let's act like he doesn't know football. And then
he was good with the Packers, Aaron Rodgers carried him.
Sure, so he got an opportunity to work with Aaron Rodgers being a quarterback. We know how great Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah, that really helped him in the future of his career after the Packers.
By the age of 34, DeMarcus Covington was a defensive coordinator in the
acting
NFL.
Like DeMarcus Covington is the next Brian Flores.
No, but
this is crazy.
Because he wasn't even that great with the D-line last year. You just had Micah Parsons.
What I'm saying is this, is that I believe that he trusts these guys. And I believe
you trust Matt LaFleur with all of his trust. Yeah, because he trusted Rich Bisaccia for a year too long. So you're going to trust Matt LaFleur with these decisions too.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
You just have to trust it. You don't actually believe it.
As Matt LaFleur being the coach of the Packers, we have won more games than we have lost. So though we have not reached what we want to go to, we're acting like Matt LaFleur isn't a good coach. We're acting like most of his decisions aren't great decisions. It's just the moments where we fail. Everybody focus on that because he failed in the biggest moments for the Packers. But most of the time, I would say over 90% of the time,
it took him 3.5 minutes to get down the field when they scored 5 straight times in the red zone. It took a 30-yard pass to barely hit the ground with 1 second to tie again.
I guess I just wish that he
I can't wait for Luke Getsy to change that result next year.
That aren't yes men, aren't significantly below him in the Green Bay Packer, pecking order. Bring some guys in that are actually going to challenge him. Bring some outside knowledge. Don't just throw on a title to the rank and file.
You know what? I just got to say this. You guys suck. Everything Wisconsin sports is negative.
You're the one that's coming at Greg Gard. We're trying to paint positive pictures.
But I didn't say fire him, man. I didn't say he sucked. I just simply said he got to be better. 2017 is the last time.
Hold Matt LaFleur to a higher standard,
I am holding
Kyle.
Matt LaFleur to a standard, but Matt LaFleur
I just want to read something for you, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
Just get used to being disappointed as a Wisconsin sports fan. That sound like something I would say?
Yes.
Mark Tauscher said it.
Well, he's disappointing too. Everybody's disappointing me.
He said that about this?
He said that today.
Wow.
Just about everything after the Badgers lost.
That's
down
fair
in the
though.
dumps. He went to Wisconsin as well. He's down in the dumps. He's depressed. Nobody was.
We might have Jason Wilde next. We don't know.
What do you mean we don't know?
I don't know. We don't know. We just don't know.
Come on, Jason. Come on.
Jason, come on.
He was in Milwaukee. I saw him today.
Oh wow.
He was in the studio in Milwaukee today?
He was inside studio.
Oh, I guess I didn't walk downstairs to say hello. Jason didn't come upstairs to say
hi. He didn't
hi.
make an effort to see you. I can tell you that much.
Wow. wait till I talk to Jason about that.
I love Kyle's optimism, but he changes daily at times like Wisconsin weather. Yes, we know that for sure, Scott and Racine. That's from the Carbles Talking text line. Will Jason Wilde join us next from the Potawatomi Sportsbook? We don't know. We'll find out together next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
What is used to measure the loudness of sound?
It's a meter.
You're so close. Go to the D.
Decimeters.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We do have a crash on 43 heading southbound right in the Marquette, just as you're trying to get onto westbound 94. It is off on the right shoulder. Now, as far as delays are concerned, we are seeing backups basically from before Keefe all the way down through the Marquette interchange. Westbound on 94, we got backups from 27th Street all the way past Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side has a crash at Mitchell Boulevard. We've got the left shoulder blocked there, so we got that, and as well as the delays coming in from about 76th Street. Southbound 894 is heavy from Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 34. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 57 at the lake, 65 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Students learn best when they can put their knowledge into action. JA's Stock Market Challenge teaches high school students how to analyze stocks and how current events impact value. Thanks to RSM, our partner that makes this program possible. It's just one of many ways JA brings learning to life. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Hack yeah! It's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for my friends at Robert Hack Diamonds. Listen, when it came to buying an engagement ring for my now fiance, I had no idea what I was doing, which is why I went to the team at Robert Hack. I heard her say words like radiant cut and solitaire, but to be real honest, I didn't really know what that meant. So I wrote it down, I brought it to the team at Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield, and they knocked it out of the park. It's true, if you've never been through this process before, the team at Robert Hack are absolute experts. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, Brookfield South, and Brookfield North. If you're looking to take the next step like I did, and your girlfriend maybe is posting things on her Pinterest page or is showing you pictures, bring it into Robert Hack. They'll do their best to duplicate a dream ring for her, just like they did for my fiance. Moral of the story, if you were like me and you want to start, you just don't really know where, the answer's clear. Visit one of the 3 Robert Hack locations in the Milwaukee area. Just like me, at the end, you'll say, Hack yeah, with Robert Hack Diamonds. And RobertHackDiamonds.com, that's RobertHackDiamonds.com.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed.
Mamma mia!
Screamin' Sicilian. So loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screaming is about.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Platteville Junior Grant Poppy. Poppy powered the Hillmen to a regional championship, leading Platteville to 3 postseason victories last week. He opened the playoffs with 12 points and 6 rebounds in a 76-66 win over River Valley. He followed that with a dominant 21-point, 14-rebound effort in a 71-50 win over Mauston. Then capped the title run with 27 points and 12 rebounds in a 72-61 regional final victory over Lodi. Earlier this season, Poppy also reached the 1,000-point career milestone as just a junior, cementing his place among the program's all-time leading scorers. Congratulations to Grant Poppy, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
He was not taken out of context. He said the whole thing.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I don't think that means much, though. Like, it very rarely happens.
Holding everybody accountable.
They need to be more mature.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Joining us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman as we are live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel's amazing sportsbook on one of the best days of the year to be there is Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch. 9 to noon across these various stations. Listen back on the ESPN Wisconsin app, YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Read Jason at channel3000.com. Jason, good day.
Gosh, I wish I would have known you guys were there. I would have stopped by on my way out of town. I could have gotten my salmon, and I could have seen you guys. Obviously, a hugely successful, awesome partner. I didn't realize that. I saw you, I saw Stroll, and then I went to a meeting, and I never saw you again. So I'm sorry I missed you.
Well, I'll make sure next time I see it in the events calendar to send to you, and I can make sure that when you swing by, we have 4. Does everyone eat salmon in the family? Could we do 4 salmons to go?
Well, I'll just take them all and eat them all myself. Don't worry about them. I take good care of them.
All right.
It's all. Are you guys okay?
That you do, Jason.
Are you guys
I do know.
Are you guys okay? Like I'm reaching out to all
I don't
my
like the tone.
fan friends, because as I said to Tausch, like I was disappointed for Gardo. Certainly, I was disappointed for my brackets, but like I know I was texting with Mike Kelly afterward, and I mean, you guys that played in that program, it is, and obviously Brad played the football program, but like it's different. It's different for me. And I just wanted to make sure you guys were okay, because I know how disappointing yesterday was. And have you kind of reached acceptance?
Jason, can I ask you? It's different for you how? You don't report on the Badgers. You can be a fan of the Badgers.
Yeah, it's just my brain doesn't work that way anymore. It just doesn't, and it's not. It's hard to explain, and I don't want to waste people's time that tune in to this show or our show. I don't want to waste their time trying to explain how my weird brain works. I'm desensitized to the outcome of events. Like I just don't like, and frankly, even with like, obviously Madison and Sydney, I want their teams to win. I want them to be successful. I want them to stay healthy. I want them to have fun. But like, I think it even influences that a little bit. Like if their volleyball team loses in a championship match, for example, I certainly am there to support Sid and her disappointment. But, we kind of turn the page quickly and we start talking about, all right, what did we learn from this? How do we put it to good use? How do you use it in your next tournament? Like I kind of think more in terms of just the lessons that are learned, and then that it's over. We got to move on, as hard as it is. So I just am wired differently. So I'm not. I want to be clear. I am not condescending to you guys. I am not. I am sincerely asking, because texting with Mike Kelly, I mean, there's a guy who's a Badgers legend, just like you guys are, and he was really. I mean, the first word he used was heartbreaking. So I get it, and I'm trying to support the people that care more than I do.
Well, I would say it was really tough being on the air, basically being a post-game show. That was really, really tough. For those that do indulge in beverages, they were in front of us, and we couldn't do that until after the show, while people were utilizing that as a way to get over it. I didn't get home in Milwaukee until, I'd say, 8:30, and I went right to the couch after said hi to the wife, gave her a kiss. The daughter was asleep, and I rifled off a 3-minute and 30-second voice memo to my teammates because I, believe it or not, Jason, I don't let outcomes of many games affect me. Even the last couple of years of the Badgers, it sucks and I move on. But when I see a team that I believe has a shot to do something special based off what they've showed me, based off who they beat in the 5 top 15 opponents in 5 straight games that they played those type of teams later in this year, you know something's there. And so to see the execution, it would absolutely suck, or it absolutely sucked. And I am looking for solutions today and on what they can do so this doesn't happen again, because one thing that stood out from one of my teammates was always have to lose to the first seed. And since 2017, since the Sweet 16, the last one, there was 2 of them, but since 2017, the only team that was better than them that they lost to on paper was Baylor, who ended up winning the national championship game. Outside of that, it was a 12-seed Oregon. It was an 11-seed Iowa State. It was a 12-seed James Madison. It was a 6-seed BYU. It was a 12-seed High Point. So that's a trend that sucks and is concerning, and very much why I am now just a little bit frustrated. I'm at a point where I emotionally bought in, and now I'm like, how does this change? Because I did not like the way it sat with me yesterday. So that's where I'm at. I'm okay. I'm a grown man. I'm not going to let it affect my everyday life, but I was definitely frustrated and pretty mad on some of the execution I saw. But I don't coach the team. I just watch now and let them figure it out.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're moving forward. No, that's good. That's what I was asking. Yeah. When you say execution, watching the game, obviously, you'd like to have shot it better at different points in the game, but defensively and rebounding were where you were getting angry?
Defensively, there's a kid who made, Anderson, who shot 6 2s the entire season. Obviously made one in the breakaway. That doesn't bother me, other than the fact that, you need guys back. He made 6 threes. Or not 6 threes. Yep. He took 6 threes, and some of the threes that he took were you just switch. You just simple things that if somebody's on the floor, despite being an offensively driven team, you just need to know what to do for one specific player, and you just do it every time he's on the floor, because he only averaged 20 minutes a game heading into the game. So it's when he's on the floor, you locate that guy and you make sure that you play the way you want them to play. It's one, and that's the thing about the losing to better teams. When we lost to Kentucky my senior year, Julius Randle had offensive rebounds and putbacks and and-ones. At least that was Julius Randle. This kid's name is Chase Anderson, eating steak at a food hall, beating the Badgers. That's where I get
crazy.
Internally.
You called him the pitcher for the Brewers. He crazy.
Huh?
You called him Chase Anderson from the Brewers.
Whatever his name is. Exactly.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Irrelevant. So that's where I'm at. But ultimately, Jason, I do want to move on because I want your opinion on what the heck the assistant head coach even means, and if you know, we don't know because the season's not here, and I don't know if you've talked to anyone. Maybe you have. What does that mean? What are Covington and Luke Getsy going to do differently as assistant head coaches on the offensive side and the defensive side? Do they go to their offensive defensive coordinators to go to LaFleur, or are they going to LaFleur in certain situations, specifically in game management? Can you help me understand what the heck is going on?
No, I can't. and it's very frustrating to me. These are all
I figured that was the answer, but I have to ask.
No, but it's a question that needs to be asked of Matt LaFleur, who, again, and look, I don't like to take cheap shots in my stories. I just want to call it like I see them. And, like, in my story about this, I included the fact that Matt LaFleur has not spoken to reporters since the day after the season ended. He did talk at his brother's introductory press conference in Arizona to Arizona reporters about his brother. That's it. Now, the NFL meetings start on, I think, the 29th, so I guess he'll speak there. But, like, these, and I'll be honest, like, I am going to, and I don't want this to be, I just said I don't want to waste people's time listening to the show, listening to me try to explain how I'm not a fan. I also don't want to waste time, because I've done it too much as it is, talking about how frustrated I am with how little availability there has been to talk to Goody or to talk to LaFleur or to talk to any of the new assistant coaches. But these are all really good questions, and they need to be asked, and I can promise you I will ask them, because I do take my responsibility as the conduit to the fans seriously. That all said, my instinct is that what are we doing here? Like, now we're dividing up the assistant head coach job based on each side of the ball, and what does that make the dynamic then with the coordinators who are in charge of those sides of the ball, and with an offensive-minded head coach who is the play caller on offense? Like, it just feels to me like titles just to give out, like the title for DeMarcus Covington, outside linebackers coach, defensive run game coordinator, assistant head coach / defense. Like, are we just trying to make it the longest acronym in history? Is that what we're going for? So these are all good questions.
It's a resume builder.
Yeah, I've never watched The Office, so I'm not good at that. But I get that. I understand the reference. I don't get it. It makes and again, my frustration. Like, look, we now know that at least in base situations, they are going to be a 3-4 defense, right? Because the defensive line coach does not become the outside linebackers coach unless you're switching back to a 3-4. So again, I'm sorry I don't have better answers for you, because I do owe them to you and to our fans and to all the Packers fans that enjoy your show. But all I can do is promise you that I will work on getting those questions answered, because they are valid questions. Like, this feels like too many cooks in the kitchen to me with too many highfalutin titles, as opposed to the Bill Belichick do your job, where he had years where he didn't even have offensive or defensive coordinators, right? Like, he didn't even give out that title. So I would like to have more answers, and I hope I have them soon.
Jason, how great is your level of concern for the three guys that are outside of Jordan Love that got injured, between Zach Tom, Micah Parsons, Tucker Kraft? I know that we just sort of assume they're all going to come back, but if you had to select one of the three, which one do you have the highest level of concern about that they're going to come back and be at their peak, which the Packers need them to be at?
Yeah, that's a good question, Brad. I mean, first of all, I think all three of them should be varying degrees of concern. I think, to your point, I think you have to be very careful about just assuming, they'll go through the rehab and they'll be fine, right? I mean, certainly we hope that's the case. Look, Micah Parsons has been sharing videos and stuff of his comeback. He's kind of been out there. I haven't seen – Tucker Kraft made a comment after the season when we talked to him at Locker Cleanout, where he kind of sounded like he wanted to dial back some of his, kind of forward-facing public stuff, which I thought was interesting. Like, I don't know if he felt like he did too much of that or what his thought process was, but they kind of wanted to dial that back. So I haven't seen much from him with updates. I guess I would put him probably third in terms of the power rankings of concern just because he was injured earlier. He's had more time to recover. I feel like Parsons has proven that, he is a grinder. And I don't want to take unnecessary shots at Rashawn Gary, but again, like, he had an ACL, and I don't think he was as good as some people thought he was before the ACL, but he definitely wasn't good enough after. And I don't know if that, did he not rehab as properly? I don't know anything about that. All I know is that post ACL tear, which I think was in 2022, he was never an elite player. I don't think he ever was before that, but if he was going to become one, it didn't happen after that injury. So I want to believe that Micah Parsons will just come back and be stronger than ever. We heard Jeff Hafley predict that. He's going to set the sack record in an abbreviated season. The one that I'm concerned about most is probably Zach Tom, but that might be because I just know the least about it, right? Like, we learned that he tore his patellar tendon. It was a partial tear. But, like, we went through thinking that there was a chance he might play in the playoff game, and then obviously he didn't. But the last time I talked to Zach Tom was at locker cleanout, and he said he was most likely going to have surgery to repair his patellar tendon, which I don't know why you wouldn't. That doesn't seem like something that would heal on its own. So I don't know what his timeline is. So he would be at the top of that power ranking just because I don't have as much information on his situation as I have on others.
Jason, we appreciate the time. I know you're going to be working on the insight, getting the interviews that you can to continue to update everyone, and we will talk to you on Monday.
All right, say hi to Luis and all the guys at Potawatomi while you're there. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, host of Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these very stations. I think it's important that we do find those answers, because the way Jason made it seem is he has a lot of questions, and it does feel very convoluted. That being said, get your dialing fingers ready, because it's time to give away a hoodie courtesy of Iron Jock. You don't need the fancy logo. You just need Iron Jock. You don't want to stink. They have silver ion technology that wipes away 99.9% of the odor-causing bacteria. You wear the gear when it's hot outside, keeps it cool. You wear it when it's cold outside, it keeps you warm. That's what it does. And these hoodies, the lightweight hoodies, are amazing. You can get 40% off all Iron Jock hoodies with code HOODIE40. That's HOODIE 40 at ironjock.com, ironjoc.com. Be caller number 15 right now when you're walking away, or calling and talking to Strofe and getting a hoodie. 800-990-3776, 800-990-3776. What number did I say? 15?
I was not listening.
Yeah, I was eating this great Potawatomi food. You had to ask Strofe.
It was 15 or 20. What did I say, Strofe?
I was on the phone.
Play the tape back.
We'll just pick a new number. 22.
22.
Caller number
Phone
22.
lines are full. Go
809. 40 for 40. Hoodie 40 is the promo code. Caller number 40 for an Iron Jock hoodie. 800-990-3776. Get to the phones. Talk to Strofe. 800-990-ESPN. Caller 40 for a hoodie. More next.
Caller 40.
40.
This is Kyle Brust Nortman.
He now is off his rocker saying it. Well, if I played...
Choke artist. Choke artist, choke artist, choke artist. That's what you both are. Yeah, I said it. You both are choke artists.
Losers, choke artists.
That's what you are. You
frauds,
choked against
what else are
TCU.
we?
You choked against Oregon. You choked against Kentucky. Y'all choked against Duke. I can keep going.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Good news. The accident on 43 southbound to westbound 94 in the Marquette has been cleared, so we're in good shape there. However, we do still have some delays on 43 southbound as you're making your way down from about Locust all the way down through the Marquette interchange. So that's something to keep in mind. We've also got a crash, though, on eastbound 94 at Mitchell Boulevard. That's off on the left shoulder, and we're seeing backups basically from 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to 35th Street. And then northbound 41 is backing up before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 34. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 57 at the lake, 65 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
How are things at Kessler's Greenfield, Kelly?
Fantastic. I heard you have an idea for springtime.
I love spring.
I have a big collection of new life to show you.
New life is a spring thing.
Show us. I call it crosses and clovers.
These are amazing.
Well done, Kelly.
These are stunningly unique.
Kelly, the surface of this 4-leaf clover is fantastic. What's it made of?
Sarah, the surface of that lucky 4-leaf clover is made of crushed black diamonds.
Wow. I'm buying this one. How much?
$185. In yellow gold vermeil, it's just $270. This cross, $90.
And these initials pendants?
These are $60.
Clovers, crosses, and personalized pendants.
And a leprechaun that says they're magically delicious.
Sarah, that's a breakfast cereal.
Kelly, you've done well.
Extremely well.
Extremely very well. Happy springtime, everyone.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Beautiful day for Brewers baseball. The Brats in one hand, your Brewers checking card from Associated Bank is in the other. And with a tap, it's 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. An express entry so you can tailgate longer. And up to 50% off home game tickets. All that power, all for the crew. Only with Brewers checking from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You buy one, we buy the other. The Analysis Live, one of the biggest nights in Wisconsin sports, and we don't want anyone to miss out. You buy one ticket, and ESPN Wisconsin is going to buy the other. Be there for the night that will have everyone talking, March 27th at the Analysis Live, which is completely unpredictable. You already know the National Antetokounmpo always has surprise guests, and it was just announced that Pat Murphy will be in the building. The Miz will be in the building, and you already know Ric Flair, will be in the building as well. Will you be there? Of course you should be, and we got a great deal for you. Right now, if you visit TALiveshow.com, you can get your tickets and enter code ESPN Wisconsin BOGO. ESPN WI BOGO. That's ESPN WI BOGO when you check out, and you will get a buy one, get one deal from ESPN Wisconsin to the Analysis Live on Friday, March 27th at the Riverside Theater. Visit TALiveshow.com and make sure you get that BOGO at ESPN WI BOGO when you check out for your code.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Bradley Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. Strofe, don't you feel it's appropriate that we move Guess Who, one of our newer segments, to the 414 hour to give it the adequate amount of time that it deserves? Thanks for the ding, ding, ding. That being said, Are we sure that Jason didn't want to hear me get mad when he was like doing the "How are you doing?" He said, I care about you. But I felt like it was a Venus flytrap that he was trying to get me into, and then bam! He was trying to catch me when I'm weak.
You did. You pivoted out of that. I felt like it was a fair response, but, maybe he was just feeling the afterburners of Tausch. And at least for us, it might have been hard to experience the Badger loss in real time yesterday, but at least we were able to let it all out, right? I woke up this morning not feeling much better, but not that I had to reprocess it, which felt pretty good. The fact that we could come on these airwaves and we've already gotten a lot of it out of our system, I feel like that was healthy for us to be able to do.
Yeah, I didn't feel better, and I do think Jason, that's why I was so curious. I was like, Jason, you went to Wisconsin. You can be a fan, too. You don't cover Wisconsin. And he said, oh, well, listen.
I'm not here to do the debate of, if he's so desensitized or not, but I don't know. I think every human being, when watching something with a relationship, if you mention I felt bad for Greg, then there's got to be something there.
He's mad at you, and so watching Wisconsin lose made
mad at me. What'd I do?
I mean, what don't you do, Ben?
I don't know. I feel like I've been on good behavior recently.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that I said it was going to be an easy, the Badgers will
freezing cold take. You know what my biggest mistake was? My biggest mistake was believing in Ben Brust. That was my biggest mistake.
When are you guys going to learn?
You made me so confident in that game.
You did. You hammered the confidence of the Wisconsin Badgers.
I
came with my anxiety and nerves, and you said, okay, I've heard enough out of you. Let me tell you why.
The question would be, Brad, would you rather have gone in with more anxiety and nerves because then you would have been expecting it versus I got you excited so then it hurt more?
Yeah, I thought this was different.
But again, I feel like this is part of the charm that I may have is
charm.
It's not charm, but it is something I can do. Is I can be persuasive in getting you to believe in something I say.
Yes, that's
how I got my
so
wife.
Good at sales. Yes, your wife. I'm sure that's part of
how I got this job.
Exactly. And I'm sure there was some persuasion when you got into Harvard and Stanford with basketball. It couldn't have been basketball alone. You probably laid on the charm or persuasion.
What do you mean couldn't be basketball alone? You think this kid's getting into Harvard?
Well, I'm saying
I did get into Harvard.
No, oh gosh.
I need to see the letter.
I need
to see the letter, the email, something to prove it. Or else it's just you telling us and we're just taking you for
Let me just call up Johnny Dawkins, the coach of University of Central Florida.
That'd be great.
Let me just call up Tommy Amaker, the former coach of Michigan.
I wish we could cold call them to get them on and be like, Ben Brust who? That doesn't sound familiar.
That is an amazing idea. Because if you don't think I can get both of their numbers to have them on just to confirm that I was... Actually, that would put them in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Kyle would be like, you let this guy in to Stanford?
Are you trying to ruin that program?
Listen, I
are you trying to ruin that university?
For real, though, bringing the prestige down. I know some folks who went to Ivy League, and let me tell you, they're a lot more buttoned up than this guy sitting to my right and Ben Brust. But I believe that you did get in, Ben Brust. I definitely believe that. And I trust and believe that
I guess I'm surprised that they didn't even say, you know what? We think you can get in, but could you take the ACT again?
Stanford did. I took when I got the 23, I took it 2 more times. Like, can you try and get a 25?
Did you say I'm trying?
I got a 23 2 more times.
Oh my gosh!
I took the damn ACT.
Test.
They said, "Hey, this is his limitation."
Wait, have we not talked about this?
No, I didn't know you took it 3 times.
I took it 4 times.
Oh wow!
Did you get 23 every time?
We will explain what I got all 4 times on the other side. This is something that I can't believe you guys don't know about me next.
This is Kyle Brust Nortman.
What do you have on her? What do you mean? No one can willingly love you like she does.
You know...
on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off-season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Remember how you felt when you were 25? Your morning workouts were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before your first cup of coffee. Does it feel like you're losing your edge? You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
Look around your office. Does it look like 1994 called and wants its lobby back?
Most brands just show up, often amongst outdated decor.
At Captivate Exhibits, ordinary space is the enemy. Beige walls, faded graphics, that motivational poster no one reads.
That's not culture, that's camouflage.
Captivate designs and build spaces that don't whisper, they speak. They spark conversations. People lean in.
Stop blending in and start captivating today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night Show for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 20, Maurice Lucas, retired in 2006. Lucas at Marquette only 2 years, but he was so good. 74 NCAA championship game against NC State, 40 minutes, 21 points, 13 rebounds. In the semi-win over Kansas, 18 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Also, that game-winning shot in a win over Wisconsin that created the legendary post-game photo of the father of 2 Badger players very upset with Al McGuire. For your fellow fanatics and your number 1 fans, for your game day compatriots and your personal cheerleaders, for all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Support your overall health so you can be your best for those who matter to you most. Call Eric Pearson. Eric Pearson, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Join the Brewers Series against the White Sox March 26th, 28th, and 29th. Grab this year's first giveaway on Saturday the 28th, a replica of American Family Field for the first 25,000 fans, courtesy of American Family Insurance. On the 29th, it's Kids Cheer Free. Buy an adult terrace seat and receive a free ticket for kids ages 14 and under. On Sunday the 29th, the first 5,000 kids get a drip necklace giveaway. Grab your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
You've already put in the work. Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes, plus multiple start dates, Lakeland fits your life. Study 100% online at one of our 6 locations across Wisconsin or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. Customize your degree to fit your life, your goals, your future, without missing the moments that matter, at work or at home. Your experience matters here. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Come on down to Potawatomi Sportsbook for the late night action here. The 2,000 square foot video wall, the drinks, the seating in the annex, the environment that you can feel. The swings of shot after shot.
Those cheers.
The crowd is fun.
It sounds like a stadium. A stadium.
really does.
It's just, you feel alive.
There's a roar.
I have FOMO missing out. So don't have FOMO like me.
I know Mr. FOMO back at the Guerrilla office. One call, that's all studio. Alex Strofe can feel that. 800-990-3776. You know, I thought at this point I'd be like, you know, I'd be an acceptance. I'm not. I'm just going to be completely, I'm not.
So how many times did you take the ACT?
Oh, I forgot about that. Which is why I didn't do good on the ACT.
I thought you were going to talk about acceptance of the ACT.
I took it 4 times. The first time I took it, I was like, I'm not that stupid. I swear to God, I think my bubbles got off in the wrong order.
No. What'd you get?
As bad as one could get.
No. I've heard of some low scores. You didn't get like a 12 or a 13. You probably got like 15, 16.
I got a 17.
Oh,
Come on.
Hey,
right?
You struck. It was a
bro,
struggle.
when I was being recruited, I started panicking. I was like, I'm going to JUCO.
You should, because
that's very low.
Because you were not going to clear the house with that 17.
And then I took it 3 times. I was so mad because then I got 3 straight 23s. I was happy because it made me realize that something happened funky in 17.
Yeah.
But 3 straight 23s, like, give me a 24. I was like, give me a 24.
You reached your ceiling, and that's okay.
But I tied my sister. Very smart Brust family household. There was a 21, a 22, and my sister and I both got 23s.
Look at you now, shining, baby.
Yeah.
We in the
High
20s,
five.
baby.
Very nice.
You want to know what's funny about my ACT story? I took the ACT as an 8th grader.
What?
Just to, like, do it. I got a 21. As an 8th grader.
I'm done.
So
and then I took it as a sophomore and as a junior.
And that is
I ended at 29.
And that is why
29. Ha!
That's why we play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust on Tuesdays.
That's ridiculous. A damn 8th grader got as good scores as both of us.
What'd you get?
I got a 21.
That's it?
That's it. That was
You
it.
guys are stupid.
You just take it once?
I took
Strofe, what did you get? I can see you have like a 26.
I was at the high school.
I got a 27.
Yeah, well, look at us all. We're all here.
Look at us. We're all in the same place.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
Actually, we are not all in the same place. You guys are in Pana without me.
Yeah, the guy with
the 27. The 27 is my
can't find his way.
assistant. He's our assistant. How about that?
Don't have to scribble in bubbles to be in good places, let me tell you that much. We'll be on 94.5 ESPN, YouTube. We just high-fived over a bad ACT score.
I ain't worried about it.
Overcoming
it's
adversity.
All those classes that you took, you don't remember anything from school anyway.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't teach me how to do taxes.
I'll read slow, okay? I'll read slow.
Oh, the reading comprehension was
I always
brutal
found that to be
for me.
fascinating.
Math, I would get like a 27.
Damn.
My reading was so bad,
Oh,
as you
man.
guys could imagine. I mean, this checks out on everything you guys know. We're back in 2 minutes on 94.5 ESPN, taking you till 5 o'clock into the Homer Hour. Don't go anywhere. It's Kyle, Brust Nortman.
Good news. The accident on 43 southbound to westbound 94 in the Marquette has been cleared, so we're in good shape there. However, we do still have some delays on 43 southbound as you're making your way down from about Locust all the way down through the Marquette interchange. So that's something to keep in mind. We've also got a crash, though, on eastbound 94 at Mitchell Boulevard. That's off on the left shoulder, and we're seeing backups basically from 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to 35th Street. And then northbound 41 is backing up before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low of 34. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 57 at the lake, 65 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's just it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. The 414 Hour on KBN is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. Looking for new windows, siding, roof, and doors? Visit them at sidingunlimited.com.
It's the 414 Hour at 4 on KBN.
414
Live.
414
Potawatomi
414
Sportsbook.
414
Photo.
414
Hour.
414
At 4.
414
The food.
414
It's good.
Oh, that Reuben is gone.
It is gone. Clean plate cub, Kyle Wallace.
Clean
They all mad because I got the Tory Lowe.
I don't think we can sing it because we'll be on delay. Stroke, you gotta do it. It's all you, buddy.
Hey, let's go.
Uno.
Oh, I love this part, though.
If you ain't know, she got a bankroll.
She got a bankroll.
It's not a secret. She can take you.
She can take you.
I got a lot of problems. And I can't go.
Hey,
but it's okay
because you got the
what?
Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe.
That went as good as it could go with us at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. It's a T-Lo Friday with Alex Strofe running the show. Yeah, you carried the team there, Strofe. We appreciate it. Very powerful by all of you. Again, not being with you guys, that what's happening in could have been Tory or it could have been the drop, and I would never have known. That is an electric open. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing on a Friday. Tory, what's going on with you, man?
Hey, powerful. I'm feeling good. I mean, this March Madness thing going on.
So what does that mean to you, Tory?
Well, I'm out of it, you know what I mean, because my bracket already messed up.
Oh, wow. Who
Who'd you
busted your
have?
bracket?
Wisconsin.
Oh, you're a homer.
How far did you have them go, Tory?
Not this first round. I had them at least making 2 rounds before they got out. I had them 2 brackets in yet. At least
2 brackets in.
2. Well, I say 2 brackets. Okay, the second round. Okay, the second round. I said they would get out.
He ain't wrong.
The second round.
The way it's built, it is a bracket, and then another bracket, and then another bracket, and another bracket.
Bracket
so
reduction.
2 brackets.
Yeah.
Second round.
Tory.
Why y'all laughing?
Tory, I do want to ask you this.
Why y'all laughing at me? I'm just
The way
saying.
you phrased it was perfect.
You're the best. It makes so much. That is exactly how I would expect Tory to talk about.
Hey, y'all
the
the sports
NCAA
analysts.
tournament.
I'm just a fan.
Tory do it for fun. Tory got too much stuff to be doing.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah,
I'm disappointed.
What would you say your level of optimism that 2026 on March 20th after free agency is the year that your Green Bay Packers go to the Super Bowl? Be honest with me.
To be honest, I think that the Packers have a great chance to compete heavily in the playoffs if they can stay healthy. At the way that the roster is, if they can stay healthy, I think the Packers can go deep into the playoffs, maybe second round.
Tory, one thing that we
deep
even
in the playoffs, maybe
I
second round.
Well, I'm talking about like
so the
Super Bowl.
divisional round.
Yeah, divisional round. Like I said, I'm thinking that the Packers can get
That's
to.
it?
Yeah, because right now we need some retooling on the front lines, on the defensive line. I think Micah needs some help. I think that if we can get some real help on the front lines, maybe somebody to step up on the other end, I think that we can put up a great fight as far as like the Green Bay Packers. I'm just being honest.
Tory, with the free agency, like I feel like the Packers did a lot of swapping. They swapped out Nate Hobbs with St. Juice. They swapped out Javon Hargrave for, I would say, a Rashawn Gary, and and they swapped out Quay Walker for Zaire Franklin.
Right.
So when you look at these, do you like some of these swap offs that the Packers have made?
I like Zaire Franklin. I mean, but what I'm saying is we don't know until they get in the space or in the game time performance, and I think that we kind of knew what we was losing, but we don't know exactly what we got.
That's a good way to put it.
Can you tell me something very important on April 18th that you got going on?
Say it one more time.
Since we're less than a month away, people need to know April 18th. People need to know about the one and only Tory Lowe and what he does on that specific date.
It's time to turn up. Okay, well, April 18th, we're having the Tory Lowe Truth Community Cleanup. April 18th, so save the date. We're going to be outside cleaning up the city, beautifying our city. We got 3 locations. We're going to have the details coming out every year. For the last 5 years, we've been getting out, going into some of the neighborhoods that need a little help, that need a little, or what the pastor say, a little laying of hands. We got to lay the hands on the neighborhood. And like I said, a cleaner community is always a safer, better community. And many times the neighborhoods we visit, they need us to come through and give it a little boost, especially, and many times a lot of these neighbors, a lot of these communities, a lot of the children have not seen that community completely cleaned where we go. So this is definitely something that we love when the volunteers come out, when GKB come outside. You know we do it big, and we're going to have a lot. This may be the biggest year out of all 5 years. This may be the biggest year. We got so many people participating this year, coming together to make sure that we do our part in keeping the community clean. It's puff.
Can you maybe paint a picture of how much the last couple of years, like, do you know how much trash there's been picked up? How many garbage bags each year?
Oh, my goodness. What I think we did like 10,000 gallons or something like that last year, Kyle. What was the count?
It was something ridiculous. I mean, the numbers were.
It was ridiculous.
Tory, I think I was deserving of MVP votes last year.
Yeah,
I have no idea how many bags I filled.
Look, let me tell you something.
Here we go. Strofe with MVP.
Hey, Strofe, let me tell you something. You did an amazing job. I'm talking about you worked. We came in, we looked, we saw, we conquered last year.
Oh, he worked, so he did what you're supposed to do at a cleanup?
Hey,
I mean,
I was working my tail off, Benny. I broke a sweat.
He wasn't carrying big bags.
I broke a sweat.
Yeah,
it was amazing. You know,
well, whatever you did last year, you need to double because now you're working out so you can carry more weight.
Yeah,
you can pick up more trash.
Can you volunteer to carry the heavy things now, Strofe?
Hey, leave Strofe alone. He came out and he did his part. If everybody do a little, ain't nobody got to do a lot.
Tory, what I love about this, though, is that I was there with you day one back in 2022.
Yes.
I believe it was 2022 was our first year. And when we were out there, and I never forget, is that we had some different locations. We let fans choose the different locations. Altogether, we probably had about 40 people show up all together at 3 locations. I remember the last location, and it was like 7 of us inside of a circle, right? It was all Truth teammates from 101.7 The Truth, and I remember you just being so thankful, and you said, I appreciate y'all coming. We're going to continue to grow it. And for us to go from the last site, the first time we did it, to only having 7 of us there, to all of a sudden last year we have over 200 people at the last site, that speaks volumes, right? Seeing a full cafeteria, because it is sponsored by, we have multiple sponsors, but we have free food at the last spot, which will be at MLK Elementary School in Milwaukee, that we're cleaning up that neighborhood. where Cousin Subs brings the food. 250 plus subs, I believe they're going to be bringing, because we have so many people that show up. And so that's what I love about it, is the fact that this has grown, but more importantly, the impact in the community has grown to the point where Waste Management, who picks up all the garbage for us, they tell us, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is so much that you guys are throwing away, and we're beautifying our community. So somebody who's born and raised in Milwaukee, I love the fact that you had this idea and we're impacting our community like this each and every year together.
I don't have in front of me. I think Strove, for you or Kyle, may have the website for more information. It's usually Truth Community Cleanup is where you can just Google.
I think
and it
it's
should
the
populate
Tory
where
Lowe
you
Community
can see all the
Cleanup.
locations.
Or you can go to 1017thetruth.com for more information. But Tory Lowe Community Cleanup. Yep. Tory Lowe Community
ToryLoweCleanup.com. It's ToryLoweCleanup.com. And if you just, again, cleanup.com. Yep. If you Google Tory Lowe Community Cleanup, Truth Community Cleanup, you'll be able to find it. It's the first thing. Make sure you sign up. So we know that you're going to be there and give back. But ToryLoweCleanup.com will get you there.
Look, let me tell you something. I can't wait to see y'all outside this year.
The part that you love to say at the end. What's at the end? What's at the end, Tory?
Look,
What's at the end? What does everybody get at the end?
At the end, everybody gets Cousin Subs. Hey, look, I'm
stop doing it.
Salute to my Cousin Subs.
There it is.
There it
Hey,
is.
this is just amazing to see that partnerships grow. This year, we have so many people getting involved, and I cannot wait to see everybody outside. And once again, Cousin Subs, our food sponsor, has always been a growing part of this community cleanup. And now we got so many other sponsors, Kyle, Wallace, working to make sure that we get areas secured. It's just amazing.
You put it's sponsored by the Kyle Wallace LLC. You putting some money down?
It's sponsored by the Kyle Wallace TIME, my time. That's what I'll give my time every year. That's what I'm giving.
Right.
But something that's also cool this year, Tory, that I know we're so excited about is the Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewers District, MMSD. They're actually going to be basically at King Elementary School. If you have any things that you want to dispose, right, any type of toxic products that you want to dispose, you'll be able to dispose it right there at the elementary school. So that's something that's super dope. Is if you got to get rid of something that you can't throw out and they don't want you to throw out, you'll be able to come to King Elementary School 8 to 12. I believe it's 8 to 12 or 10 to 12, but for sure during that day, we'll be able to throw stuff out there and dispose of stuff. So
that is super dope, Kyle.
No, it is.
Not only that,
I mean, it's exciting. You want to make sure
they're not going to charge you for it. It's just come out, get rid of all of that stuff, the things, the batteries, all of that stuff that you can't really throw in the trash. Bring it out. MMSD, salute to MMSD for being out there this year. It's going to be an amazing event for those that want to do some spring cleaning. So I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it.
Tory, describe the residents and the reception that the volunteers get, just kind of how they feel before and after the cleanup.
Let me tell you something. It's people from all walks of life that come out. Every race joins this cleanup. We get great conversations. Everybody gets to share their experience. They bring their family, they bring their children out. It's just a whole village doing the work, and everybody feels so accomplished once they get done seeing how much earth we can kind of help the earth, kind of how many trash bags we collect, how much trash we removed off the earth. It's a feeling you can't explain when you have a bunch of people working together without nobody. It's not political. It has nothing to do with anything but other than helping each other serve the community. And that's powerful. It's always a great feeling.
I got something I need to add here.
Just give us an hour.
I will be making my triumphant return to the Tory Lowe.
Oh, finally, you're traveling.
The Madison event that I have is the weekend before.
All right, now Ben Brust will be
my
back.
wife's out of town, and it's me and the daughter, so I got 4 sets of hands. She can walk.
She came. Did she come with your wife?
She came with my wife last year.
Yeah.
We will be swapping places. I will be at the Truth Community.
She gonna throw out more trash than Stroke will. Yeah.
Hey,
I'll give her MVP votes for putting up with Ben Brust on a regular basis.
Wow.
She gets MVP votes just for that.
And like I said,
well deserved.
The teammates here at GKB has always been amazing when it comes to cleaning up these events, doing the cleanup. We always get out there and we show why we're teammates and why we work together to build safer communities. And the thing is, it's nothing like it. It's never been nothing like it. I got the best teammates in the world.
Well, Tory, we appreciate you. Look forward to that on April 18th, and look forward to seeing you in person next week, and then having you on the air in person as well. We'll talk to you
All right.
soon.
Y'all
okay?
be safe. Huff!
Play us out, Stroll.
Huff!
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
If I was as tall and as talented as you, if I could shoot as well as you could, both them teams would have won. Because you know what? You did a fake punch, you said, in the Rose Bowl, and I would have did fake point. I would have took it to the house. I would have scored a dang touchdown.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Westbound 94 is going to be a bit tight from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound has that accident at Mitchell Boulevard off on the right shoulder. Backups from 84th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. We've also got delays northbound 41 from just north of Watertown Plank Road, pretty much all the way past Burleigh. Southbound slow from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 34. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 57 at the lake, 65 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yuengling Legends Line. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yuengling Legends Line.
Frank Kaminsky joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Who was your favorite teammate of all time?
The Yuengling Legends Line.
See, it's a baiting question because you want me to say you. You were annoying to play with.
Yuengling, now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Feeling lucky? Then roll into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee this March for Lucky Rollers. Every Thursday, we're giving away over $70,000 in prizes. Play with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries, and you can roll out with $550 in reward play. Or get lucky and win your share of $16,000 in cash. Lucky Rollers, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
This is Coach Greg Gard. Strong teams succeed with the right partners. Bank CMG works closely with Wisconsin business owners, offering local insight, modern tools, and honest guidance you can trust. They take the time to understand your goals and help you build something sustainable. Whether you're managing cash flow, planning for growth, or navigating change, having the right banking partner matters. When your business matters, your bank should too. BankCMG.com.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick. Your email said you had a big surprise. Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for. Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $1498 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel and the amazing Sportsbook. 2,000 square foot video wall. Everything you need is right here for all the action. And sooner or later, we're going to be seeing some baseball on the screen, some grand slams, some wonderful moments. It's all here at Potawatomi Casino Hotel's amazing Sportsbook, along with the food that we have been raving about. I would like to toss it over to Alex Strofe. We pushed it a little bit. It's time to play a little Guess Who.
Out of context and completely out of control.
Wait a minute now, girls' night.
One voice, endless confusion.
Y'all trying to create this fake mirage.
Who is Kyle talking about this time?
That's not part of the plan?
It's Guess Who on KBN.
Guess who time? Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. What the hell is Kyle talking about? This week, we start with clip number 1.
He could go any of these places where they love to play with flair and flash, and he would fit right in.
Kyle, who are you talking about in that clip?
He can go anywhere, any one of these places where they play with flair and flash, and he chose to play here. It's not the Bucks. It's not the flair and flash. I don't know who that flair and flash. It's not the Badgers.
I'm struggling.
I think I
he
know.
He could go any of these
I
places
can't
where they love
remember
to
it,
play
but
with flair and
context
flash,
clues.
and he would fit right in. Oh my God!
I was going to say Boyd coming
No,
from
but,
the Badgers, but
yeah.
it sounds like someone that isn't currently on the Wisconsin.
Who plays with flair and plays with flash?
Need an answer, Kyle.
Strofe, I think we can just give up.
Yeah. John Hargrave. But that don't seem like this
Team
week.
USA that can go to Venezuela. He can go to Dominican Republic. Puerto Rico.
Bryce
He can go
Harper.
any of these places.
Bryce Harper.
Flair Flash, and
Did
he
you know?
would fit right in. That boy threw that back and got everybody hyped
He
up
ran
in that
down the
moment.
third
Yeah,
base and
and
pointed
hit
at the
USA.
American flag.
That is the one guy. We needed more Bryce Harpers.
Wow.
That's clip number
See
1.
if we can rebound from that.
Let's find out.
I mean, we should have known that.
It's
Well, I was thinking Wisconsin sports. All right.
quick rebound for clip 2, Kyle.
A better brand of beef.
Why are you talking about a better brand of beef?
A better brand of beef. Culver's Stadium at Lambeau Field, or Lambeau Field at Culver's Stadium. A better brand of beef makes a butter burger better. And boy, I would love a salad burger. Nah. Give me Culver's, baby. A better brand of beef makes a football team better. There it is.
Wow.
All right, we're 1 for 2. 1 for 2. Not a bad start. Let's move on to clip number 3.
Embezzle. He may embezzle the funds.
Brad, who is Kyle accusing of embezzling funds and why?
That would be your very own Alex Strofe embezzling funds as to reasons why people did not join your pool for the second year in a row. Accusatory, in fact.
We don't even know if this man has enough money in his account to pay it out.
Exactly. He may end up trying to. What is it called when people embezzle? He may embezzle the funds.
His commissioner fee is going to be 50% of the pot.
Not very kind.
See, Brad remember that because he knows about the financial stuff.
Not very kind. 2 clips left. Let's go to clip number 4.
I would skip over it. I would just keep walking. I would look for something else.
Ben, what did Kyle say he would skip over and why earlier in the week?
The fact that Brad and Kyle don't know means definitely I do not know. Earlier in the week, skip over.
If I saw your little spread there where you tried, you attempted to make a nice looking spread, I would skip over. I would just keep walking. I would look for something else.
Oh.
That would be the corned beef and cabbage I made on Tuesday.
Corned beef and cabbage.
All right.
Definitely still skipping over.
And then, of course, hang on, Strofe, before we get to the last one. Kyle sent us a picture of somebody getting. He goes, we were gonna have Strofe cook for us, and I still think it's a great idea since he claims to be this great cook. Kyle sent us a picture of somebody deathly ill from being poisoned by somebody cooking for their friend.
Yeah,
that's what he's scared Alex Strofe is going to do to him.
24 facing life-threatening illness after she ate friend's homemade meal. Not me, not today. That's going to be Brad and Ben, not me.
I've made it this far.
Your
I think you'll be
algorithm is
just
nuts.
fine. All right, the final clip, and I do not have the context clip of this one because it is far too long, but this one is for Kyle. Kyle, your final clip, looking to go over 500 this week.
I want them to be nerds. I want my daughters to be nerds. If I have them, just play board game.
Kyle, why do you want your non-existent daughters to be nerds?
Knowing me, I'm a little disrespectful. So it may be because I would rather be nerds than floozies. Is that what that would be? I'd rather be nerds than because Ben was selling his daughter. That's what it was. He was pimping his daughter out. He was trying to pimp his daughter out like they said, like Ludacris said, pimp it all over the world. That's what it was.
And for those of you that
I'd rather my daughter
pimping my daughter out.
Ben, what is Kyle referring to? Please retell the story.
Thank you, Strofe.
Good ending,
in the profession outside of me doing this role with Kyle, Brust Nortman, I had a little bit of a rough week, and I went to one of our teammates that has a son the same age as my daughter, who's obsessed with my daughter. My daughter's blonde, and then when he sees a blonde person in a book they're reading, he goes, "Oh, Isla." And so I went to this person and said, "Hey, if you help me get some more business, I'll guarantee you a date, a son."
It's an absolutely crazy.
You stumbling, huh? Because now when you hear yourself say it, it sounds crazy.
Again, it sounds a little crazy.
It's a crazy suggestion.
They're gonna set up a date, guarantee a date when she's 16 with his son. But the reason is he's not gonna be able to woo her. I'll be like, see why I had you date him at 16? There's so many more better options out there.
You know what's funny about it?
Unbelievable.
I got a chance to talk to the father of that child, and he said she'd only be lucky. She's gonna be one of many on the list. That's what he said.
Oh wow!
That's what he said. He sure
really?
did. He sure did.
His bald, ugly face said that.
At least he's got confidence.
It's a 50% chance. 50% chance he could look like his daddy or his mama. Let's pray mama.
They better be praying to every god in existence that son
is he
don't
already
look like him.
favoring his papa?
I already see the thin hair in the young boy.
It's already receding. Poor guy.
He's talking about a 2-year-old.
I just call it how I see it. And I just don't see his lot of hair.
Bald head 2-year-old. That's crazy.
Heck yeah, Strofe, right? Hack yeah, Strofe, right?
Hack yeah! Alex Strofe for my friends at Robert Hack Diamonds. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area. 1 in Greenfield, 2 in Brookfield, 1 on the north side, 1 on the south side. That's where I got my fiance's dream engagement ring. Boy, does it look good. I was just there yesterday. I picked it up after having it resized, and it just looks terrific. And for a guy who had no idea what the heck he was doing, the team at Robert Hack, they're Wisconsin's most trusted name in diamonds for a reason, because they made me look good. I don't know what that was, but I didn't like that. RobertHackDiamonds.com. That's Robert Hack, HAACK Diamonds.com. We will reconnect with the fellas and roll on after this. Kyle, Brust Nortman, ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust Nortman, KBN.
You throw hands?
Do I throw hands?
With T.O.
Will I? I throw hands with Andre the Giant, man.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Westbound 94, you got backups from just west of 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, back on the brakes just west of Highway 100 all the way to Brookfield Road. Southbound 894, heavy from the Zoo interchange to Lincoln, and then from Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. Southbound 43, we got delays from Locust all the way down into the Marquette interchange. We have a crash at the ramp from Wisconsin Avenue off on the right shoulder. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 34. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 57 at the lake, 65 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Spring is here, and living with your old, drafty, foggy, dirty, hard-to-open, bad windows is no longer an option. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is ready to slip someone into a green jacket. The next tournament of the season is here, and there's $1,000 in cash prizes. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, inviting you to a two-man scramble at Georgia Golf Club, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious, state-of-the-art simulators. Sign up now at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and all teams must compete their round by March 31st. Who's walking away with the cash, and who's earning that green jacket?
Heck yeah! It's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for my friends at Robert Hack Diamonds. Listen, when it came to buying an engagement ring for my now fiance, I had no idea what I was doing, which is why I went to the team at Robert Hack. I heard her say words like radiant cut and solitaire, but to be real honest, I didn't really know what that meant. So I wrote it down, I brought it to the team at Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield, and they knocked it out of the park. It's true, if you've never been through this process before, the team at Robert Hack are absolute experts. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, Brookfield South, and Brookfield North. If you're looking to take the next step like I did, and your girlfriend maybe is posting things on her Pinterest page or is showing you pictures, bring it into Robert Hack. They'll do their best to duplicate a dream ring for her, just like they did for my fiance. Moral of the story, if you were like me and you want to start, you just don't really know where, the answer's clear. Visit one of the 3 Robert Hack locations in the Milwaukee area. Just like me, at the end, you'll say, heck yeah, with Robert Hack Diamonds. And RobertHackDiamonds.com, that's RobertHackDiamonds.com.
Let's celebrate Milwaukee. Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sale is on. This month, we're celebrating with anniversary savings on over 1,400 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Payments as low as $250 a month. Financing as low as 0%. Plus 2 years of included maintenance on us. The Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sales event. This month only at every Ewald location.
Select models with approved credit. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
Buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction. It's one of life's biggest decisions.
That's why clarity, trust, and the right guidance matter, especially in an ever-changing market.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
I'm John Lorenz.
And I'm Taylor Mangini. Our team delivers a white glove experience at every price point, combining expert negotiation, local insight, and genuine care.
Get started today with a team you can trust at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stroh on the show, live from Potawatomi Sportsbook. Ton of action going on, literally, in the sportsbook and on the TVs. The fun story of Miami, Ohio might be coming to an end as they're down 51-32, and Tennessee, that SEC athleticism is something different than the MAC. Let me just say that.
Ooh, I'm glad I didn't bet that one. Had I had my money, I would have been hurting right now.
Something that we can mention is we were told by Austin, the sportsbook manager, that there was a $30,000 bet on Utah State.
Wow.
Who was down 2 at half. They are down 10 in the first 3 minutes of the second half. Could you imagine?
I mean, I guess if you had, $300 million and so 30 grand to, what would that be? Like $10 to somebody? Maybe 100? But that is just, I cannot even, I wouldn't be able to speak. I wouldn't be able to speak right now.
Bro, like that's 2 of my cars when I bought them new. That's crazy. Just on a game.
Get rid of that old full.
Dude, my guy, my mechanic, he hooked me up. Remember when you got in my car, was making noise and rattling?
You spilled gasoline in the back.
Well,
your repairs must be more than the value of your car.
No. He
hooked me up.
He hooks me up. I'm telling you, I went to the dealership. The dealership was talking about thousands of dollars. Like Stroh says, thousands. My guy, he said, a couple hundred, Kyle. I got you. I said, thank you. I ain't gonna say his name.
Did you tip him?
I did last time because last time I owed him, I don't know, I probably owed him like $890 or maybe $790 or something like that, and all I had was like $800 or whatever it was, and I just gave him the extra. I said, go ahead, keep it.
Oh, you said $890?
It was probably $790, and I gave him a $10 tip.
That's not a tip,
bro.
What you mean that's not a tip?
That's like 1%.
Well, okay,
that's a 1% tip.
If he wanted more, he should have charged me more. Okay, goods and services. That's what it is.
That's like rounding up at the grocery store. When you want to round up your cents to the nearest dollar for
$7.90.
Feed America.
Here's an extra $10. Get yourself a sandwich.
He said, I can keep it. Thanks, Kyle. I said, that's my guy.
Why are you doing him dirty? Does he sound like this too? You doing him dirty?
I will call him during the break. Just to say, my bad. Who is this? So y'all can hear his voice.
No.
I'd love for you to call him so I can say, stop doing work for Kyle. He's too damn cheap.
Yeah.
Don't you do a lot more than what you're charging.
My car is running so good right now. I don't think y'all understand. I'm like, my baby has 184,000 miles on it, and I think I'm gonna make.
It looks like it's got 250.
It's gonna make it to 250 if he keep working on it. I can't say his name because I don't know who's listening.
Can you share him with anybody?
Trustworthy people. Last time I shared the name Brad, I was nervous. Remember cleaning lady?
Oh yeah. I shared that with you.
Yeah, and then I shared it on the radio, and then it was
right.
Give a whole big day, and people said, "Kyle, you know what's going on right now?" I said, "Oh no, that's a good deal." But she's still here.
You worried about your good deal over her? You're crazy. You're crazy. You don't value human lives. You're a sick person.
Wait a minute, no,
you're sick.
I love everybody.
You're sick.
I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah, you should.
Before I get canceled.
Can't believe you. It's time now for the Wheel of Stroh.
It's time for the
Wheel of Stroh.
Before we get started, Strophy.
Yep.
I would like to make mention that one of the greatest ideas was ever created on Mr. Irrelevant today by Will Summers. He produces Mr. Irrelevant. And Strofe had like the zoomy energy today. He was, as Josh was saying, he was out in the wild. He's not built to be out in the wild. He was, as Haley's laughing right now, our great friend at Potawatomi.
What was her evaluation of my behavior?
She's now shaking her head yes. She just, like me, was just like, what's wrong with him? We were whispering during the show.
She said you are an experience.
Experience.
She said
experience.
Can you believe somebody's marrying that?
People
that's a compliment.
Buy tickets for an experience.
Yeah, that's a compliment.
Now, real quick.
She got a free show.
The idea was that because he's like getting the zoomies on Fridays, that maybe it's Fridays only. We should get him a shot collar.
We can't do it every day.
He's acting out of turn. We zap him.
No, he said just Fridays.
Just Fridays.
I would be so happy to press the button.
I would not give you remote privileges.
Come. Press.
You do not deserve remote privileges.
We give it to Brad.
No, Brad wouldn't do it. Brad wouldn't do it.
No, Brad wouldn't use it.
You have to do a lot to deserve
we need to bring in like a third party, man. I don't trust any of you. Well, I trust Brad, but he wouldn't do it enough.
I would shock him now.
That's probably true.
So you want to get? So you're saying you deserve to get zapped?
That's good self-awareness, Strofe. Your most important human quality.
Yeah, self-awareness, most important human quality. Sometimes, especially on Fridays, I might get a little excitable. I can admit that. I might get a little loopy. I might get a little goofy.
Zap.
And sometimes I might deserve a little zap. I can acknowledge that.
I still think about how when Strofe said his favorite Disney character growing up was Goofy. It just makes all the sense in the world.
Oh, totally. I still have the hat
all the sense in the world.
I have the hat with like the brim is his mouth, and there's two teeth.
Hiya, Mickey. What are you thinking?
Hiya, Betty.
Fun today.
Hiya, Betty. Are you excited to do the radio show?
He would get shocked right now.
It's so funny.
Yeah, we actually can't do this. Even if HR allowed it and he signed off on it, his pig heart would
we need a third party.
I do forget
we
that.
need to know the effects through the rest of my body. I'm not getting tased. And then we need a third party.
Bro, you eat terribly. You don't go to the doctor. All of a sudden, now you care about your body and the well-being?
Yeah. I don't understand the confusion.
Okay, I'm glad you all of a sudden care.
Always
Spin
do.
the wheel, Goofy.
I don't want to spin the wheel because we were supposed to do our season-long Brewers bet while you're a Pato. We still haven't done it.
I think we need to regroup on Monday. I'm going to place it on Wednesday at the weekly wager before the season.
Regroup. It's 85.5.
I like it.
Well, we're going to do it. Then we just did it. I gotta make sure I have to talk to the specific parties because I want to make sure I do things correctly around here.
I'm going to place it today while I'm here.
Yeah.
I got $50 burning a hole through my pocket.
All right.
Yeah, I want to talk it through on Monday.
You don't believe in the Brewers?
No, I believe in the Brewers a lot of bit, but I don't know.
Wow.
85
Wow.
and a half?
Can I tell you the last time?
We're not winning 97.
The last time the Brewers had less than 86 wins. Would you like to take a guess?
Was it
what year?
2018? 2020.
Well, okay, take out the COVID year. They only played 60 games.
Was it 19 then? 18?
2016.
Wow.
The last, let me just, from 2025 to 2017, here are the win totals. 97, that was last year. 93, 92, 86, 95, COVID year. 89, 96, 86, and then 73 games in 2016. Put me on the over.
Run to the kiosk right now.
Yeah, Potawatomi Sportsbook, please cover your ears. Because I don't want y'all to change this.
And that was the first year of Craig Counsell. First year of Craig Counsell.
All right. Well, that's fair enough.
All right, well.
There you
that
go.
Settles it then, Strofe.
Hey, Benny. We're less than a week away. Benny. Say what, Alex?
What, Alex?
Brewers! We're so
less than a week away, baby.
This is the year, baby.
The Fighting Pat Murphys.
Here we go. So much fun on its way.
Jacob Mizorowski off the top. Mizorowski off the top, baby.
Pocket pancakes.
You already know what it is.
Kyle mentioned it. Just announced within the last hour. Jacob Mizorowski, your opening day starter for the Milwaukee Brewers. Thursday at AmFam Field against the Chicago White Sox.
I cannot wait for Thursday.
It's going to be number one.
I mean, that World Baseball Classic got me juiced to see baseball, and especially after watching Team USA. Bryce Harper really be the bright spot in a big moment, but just like every at-bat when you watch the Brewers, they have an approach that gets you locked in to the way that they play. It might not be the most bombs in the MLB, but it produces results. And if you like winning, you're going to like watching the Milwaukee Brewers and the Fighting Pat Murphys.
Mm-hmm.
I guess let's give away some pizza here. Palermo's is amazing, and I just was texting with my wife, and my wife said, we're already good. I went to the store. I went and got a Screamin' Sicilian Boss Hog, because it's Hog Friday. Hog Friday! Hog Friday.
That's the
get
worst.
in there. Come on.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Nice, Stro.
Tavern style is very much inspired by being at Kip's Inn the other day. Having some tavern style pizza was absolutely delicious. So we got an OG Screamin' and then obviously an ultra cracker crust that's going to be awesome so that my wife, my daughter, myself, we can have an amazing Frozen Pizza Friday. And you can too by being caller number 10. You're going to win the Screamin' Sicilian Frozen Pizza Friday prize pack. That's 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. I did it again. What caller did I say? You guys are fans?
I was not paying attention. I'm watching the game.
I'm watching the game.
Caller 10, 800-990-3776. Good luck. You're going to win some pizza. We wrap up the show next.
This is Kyle, Brust Nortman.
Kid's got the longest rope in radio.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
You could take that one of two ways, and I agree with both.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, King. I see you. The confident.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Yeah, coaching matters a lot, and we've fallen short. Those are the facts. Matt LaFleur's on the clock, man. And I know he got an extension, but I'll say this. If they revert and don't get better, you're evaluated on your results.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody knows, it's championship or bust. That is what Green Bay is. And unfortunately, we've had 15 years of bust.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Screaming Sicilian, more is amore. Amore, pepperoni, amore, mozzarella, amore. Screaming Sicilian, screaming Sicilian, more.
Screaming Sicilian frozen pizza. More toppings, more flavor. More is amore.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Homer here with a message about 3 Pillar Senior Living Communities located on a serene setting along the Bark River on 300 gorgeous acres. 3 Pillar Senior Living Communities is a top-ranked full continuum community. Active adult, independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, and rehab. 3 Pillars, the hands-down choice for you or your loved one. Been there. Know people who live there. They love it. You got to go to Dousman and see it in person. Get all the info on 3 Pillars at 3pillars.org.
I'm Coach Greg Gard, and I've spent my career teaching young men the fundamentals of basketball. Preparation, hard work, teamwork. But here's what else I've learned. Those fundamentals don't apply just to the court. They apply to life, and they apply to your finances. That's why I believe in Bank CMG. They're a community bank built on the same values, helping people prepare for the future, building wealth one smart decision at a time, and staying rooted right here in Wisconsin. Success doesn't happen by accident. It takes a game plan, it takes discipline, and it takes a partner who understands your goals. Whether you're saving for your family, buying a home, or planning for retirement, Bank CMG has your back. They're not just here to handle your money, they're here to help you grow it. Visit bankcmg.com or stop by your local branch. Let's get to work.
Bank CMG is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
You've always been competitive at work, in the gym, even with your kids. But lately you feel off. Workouts take longer to recover from. Your drive just isn't there. You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back the energy to being dad again. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
This is Kyle, Brust Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
interrupted by a wonderful person, Luis from Potawatomi Casino Hotel, with a thumbs up in the corner. And I actually want you guys' opinion on this. Would you rather be Marquette, who, and this isn't a troll, would you rather be Marquette, who had no hope at all, where they weren't going to see an NCAA tournament game, or watch the Badgers do what they did and give you a lot of hope that they can do something special and get to the Sweet 16 and maybe anything happens from there and be completely let down? Hope or no hope?
It's really, really, really easy. I would rather take the hope, take the run, than to be pathetic all season long.
Dang! Powerful!
Dang! That's just, I mean, it's pretty easy. Well, do you want to be pathetic? Or do you want to have some level of respect?
Brad, Luis is canceling the partnership with Good Karma Brands because of everything you just said.
Stop the lie.
You canceling your order. You're going to come out of pocket for that food that you got. That was powerful.
That's what Luis gets for calling us in our most desperate, vulnerable moments yesterday and dancing on our graves. So it's only retribution.
And now I'm out of the job. I'm out of the job.
I won't say pathetic, but I will say what I've learned over the last couple of years.
It's good to be alive than dead.
It is.
Have nothing to
love you, Luis. Love you.
It is good.
Bury him, Kyle.
It is good to be consistent than not. And especially understanding the way how my emotions swing. I've already had to experience this with Wisconsin. Badger football. So for basketball, if they weren't making it to the NCAA tournament and I had to deal with Badger football sucking, I would absolutely just be soulless right now. So knowing that, at least I had this hope. This is good.
So Luis is soulless. That's good to know. Okay, we've got to the bottom of it.
So that might be true a little bit. I mean, honestly, Wisconsin Badger football sucked everything out of me, so that makes me feel like I'm glad Wisconsin Badger basketball gave me some hope. We were talking about
this emotion to react to.
Exactly. Yes, I have disappointment, but I'd rather have disappointment than sitting here being angry all the time, yelling and screaming about how sorry the team is.
Well, and Luis is here, and he knows that obviously the team made it to the Sweet 16. What was that, 2 years ago? A year ago? They went on a 10-year drought, which is now the Badgers' 10-year drought, of getting to a Sweet 16 as well, right? It was a long time. So
in 8 years.
You probably would have selected all of the over the year you just had, right?
You can just hop in and share.
I'm guessing that's
Come
the
on
case.
in. We've taken some strong shots.
Yeah, would you like
your
any sort of
ability to
football?
I don't know why I'm
yourself.
getting cooked right now is the problem. Like
Marquette's getting cooked.
I came in sharing some thoughts, and all of a sudden it's 3-0. Like not even Haley's backing me up. She's just laughing with him. Strofe, can you help me a little, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Bury him, Strofe.
Yeah, I don't know, Luis. Yesterday you got your shots off. I think it's their turn.
You know what? Look. Shaka Smart has more Final Fours than Greg Gard. That's all I'm going to say. I'll hand it back to Brad.
Wow. This is the classic Marquette of like, our NBA players are better. Now they're talking about a coach that didn't even do it for their program. Wow. Like that's weak. To think you drop the mic and to walk away like you're something sweet with that comment is great.
I take no pride in Luke Fickell college football playoff at Cincinnati.
Good point.
That is true. That's true.
No pride in Luke Fickell.
Luke Fickell is he frustrates me. But hey, he's the only thing I have to depend on next year. So.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. This is what's interesting is hurt people, as we said yesterday, and this proves that we are still hurt people.
We are hurt.
Because we are all hurting everyone in our path right now.
It just... Maybe I'm not over it. I thought I would have got it out of my system on air yesterday, woke up, today's another day. It's just... to have the season that you did, with all the excitement, with all the upsets, with all the big-time victories, and with a lot of momentum going out of the Big Ten tournament, you know, it was a failure. I can't call it anything other than a failure this season.
How do you compete so well with a team like Michigan twice, where you beat them and then you take them to the brink in the Big Ten tournament, and then you sit there and you lose to a 12 seed in a mid-major in High Point? It just does not make sense to me how this keeps happening year after year after year, and that's why I am solely pointing at Greg Gard to figure this out. I'm not worried about what the players did. I'm focused on the coach that's supposed to get the most out of the players. What is he doing wrong that we have not made it to a Sweet 16 since 2017? team.
It's a long time.
That is an extremely. We were talking about, but if they make it next year, we'll be talking about 10 years. A decade since we last saw them playing in the second weekend. And it feels like it wasn't that long ago.
It really does.
Gosh.
But when you say it out loud, it hurts.
That is forever ago. Forever. So it absolutely hurts. So regardless, you can bring in all the Nick Boyds and Tanjays and AJ Stores all you want, but until you can figure out how to make sure you get the most out of these guys when it matters the most in the tournament, we're going to be having the same conversation over and over and over.
Does this make you appreciate, despite the weird news that we had about Wes Edens and Jimmy Haslam talking about the future of Giannis, does it make you appreciate the fact that 2021 was special? And it wasn't as long ago as anything that we could count as a championship?
Yeah.
2010 was a long time ago for the Packers. The Brewers have never won a World Series.
Okay.
The Badgers, the closest they were to a college football playoff was in 2017, I'd say, was the closest.
I was
19, they were close, but 17, they had the ball with a chance to score to go to the college football playoff. They were up 21-7 2 years after that, and then got whooped in the second half by Ohio State.
I was dwelling on this driving in from 2010.
The Badgers was 2015
to 2021. Between Badger football, Badger basketball, Milwaukee Bucks, Green Bay Packers. I don't think it'll ever get that good again. I don't think it'll ever get that good again. 2 Final Fours, 1 national championship, 4 Rose Bowls. You didn't win any of them, but 4 Rose Bowls, and then a Packer championship on the front end and a Bucks championship on the back end.
Oh, no.
And Marquette was respectable during that time too.
They went to Elite Eight in 2013,
very respectable.
I believe.
Yes. So it won't get better than that, boys. Those 11 years in the 2010s and capping off with 2021, we didn't know how good we had it.
Yeah, I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before you actually left them.
Yeah.
Andy Bernard.
And now look at us.
Stroke, you're a glass half full guy. Do you have anything good to say?
It's Friday. It's the weekend.
And it's warm.
It's warm.
Yeah, the sun always perks me up a little bit. What's going to really hurt? Yeah.
Is it really?
Spring has sprung.
We don't have spring anymore. It actually sucks.
Oh, you are just a deadbeat.
I am
downer.
I am
need the weekend.
Goodness gracious, we tried to be a little positive, and you just stabbed us and brought us down.
Yeah. Strope, say something positive. There's no spring anymore.
It's literally
nothing to get up for.
60 degrees outside. You go.
Hey, there's Jay Wright. There's a national champion. You want me to go? You want me to do this? I'll look around and I'll see greatness. I see a facility that's raking in cash from everybody, and I'm giving it to them.
Yeah, you sure
I'm one of the ones giving it to them.
That's why you're Luis's
Look at that ring. We don't know what that looks like.
That's a big old ring on Jay Wright.
A lot of diamonds on it.
Yeah, a lot of diamonds.
And Sean Willard, he stinks. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Stroke running the show. We've been at Potawatomi Casino Hotel and their amazing sportsbook. The food is awesome. The environment is awesome. I'm telling you, if you can get a swing like you had to see live at the sportsbook, like the Santa Clara, Kentucky game, I have not seen, and I talked to Austin, the sportsbook manager. He said it's the loudest it's ever been in there since they have opened, because the way that Santa Clara hit there was a 2 that excuse me.
Santa Clara hit
Kentucky,
and then Kentucky hit.
I was gonna say UConn, but that was yesterday when BC came back. UNC hit a 2 to tie it, 70-70. 73-70 on a 3 with 2.4 seconds left and a half quarter at the buzzer. That swing to the swing to the swing of the vibes in the sportsbook is unmatched. So swing on down here. Have a blast. Potawatomi Casino Hotel, the amazing sportsbook. Shout out to their amazing staff. We love being here, and we will talk to you on Monday. It's Kyle, Brust Nortman, Homer Hour next.
Are brighter when we ignite.
Westbound 94, you got backups from just west of 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes just west of Highway 100 all the way to Brookfield Road. Southbound 8